Considered one of F1's most dominant and best-loved champions, he drove the iconic Ferrari 500 and defended his title the year after. It was Juan Manuel Fangio in his Ferrari 250 who secured the team's next driver's title in 1956. Remember, he was world champion 5 times with 4 different teams. Mike Hawthorne, Phil Hill and John Surtees also won titles for Ferrari in the 50s and 60s, and the cars back then were beautiful, and they even sounded great, didn't they? Anyway, Ferrari went 11 years without winning a title until Niki Lauda won in 1975 in the iconic 312T. Throughout much of the 80s and 90s, though, Ferrari looked like they'd never go all the way again. Le Professeur Alan Prost came pretty close in 1990, but lost out to his bitter rival and former teammate at McLaren, Ayrton Senna. It was only when John Todt recruited a swathe of staff from outside of Italy, including Michael Schumacher, that the glory days returned 21 years after their last driver's title. The turn of the century saw the prancing horse sprint to an unprecedented 5 consecutive championship doubles. And after Schumacher left, Kimi Räikkönen reclaimed the driver's title immediately. But despite employing 1,500 people, the Iceman remains the last Ferrari world champion. So, 16 constructors' titles, 7 more than McLaren, and 15 drivers' titles, 4 more than, again, McLaren. Ferrari are truly Formula One's top team. Forza Ferrari.
Good morning, 4 minutes after 6 o'clock. How are we out there? I tell you what, if you're still in bed, stay there. It's miserable. It's miserable.
Rainy, dark,
drizzle,
windy,
horrible,
cold,
dark. Crikey.
Winter's Day morning.
Spurs last night.
Yes.
talkSPORT breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals, guaranteed, by the way. Gabby alongside me. Gab, I watched. I was flicking over, and then I ended up watching Tottenham.
Yeah.
It was interesting what Glenn Hoddle said yesterday about it, but this won't be easy. I know it won't be easy, but Tottenham, it could have been 4-0 to Monaco.
Even more?
The cardio was brilliant.
Oh, that was first half. Second half, Minamino come on, and the amount of chances he was missing, and it was so easy, just so easy. They were just so static at the back and in midfield. Spurs really got away with one, and to give a team like Monaco, decent side, but 23 shots they had, Al. 23 shots, Monaco.
What is wrong with... Look, you watch Villa beat them. What is wrong with Spurs?
I think defensively rely on Van der Ven, especially Romero's not there.
He's the best player by a mile.
By a country mile. Midfield, they're not really at it. Bentancur last night. Palinha put in a couple of tackles now and then, but Bergvall weren't great.
He gets about and gets shooting.
Going forward, though, Al, again, Richarlison, we'll come on to him later. Absolutely miles
miserable
off it.
sod.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. When you come off and he looks upset, I'm like, you're not doing anything on the pitch. Don't come off in a huff. Like, you don't hold the ball up. You're not quick enough in behind. You're not great in the air. You don't offer anything. When Muani come on, last 20, he offered a lot more, and I'm sure he'll be starting on the weekend.
I went to bed, man. I thought I've had enough of this. I watched Liverpool. Liverpool... Yeah, uncomfortable to start with, and then suddenly, Ekitike, good goal. Great run, great finish, and then they were on the way, weren't they?
Yeah, and what I loved about that goal, Ekitike, Al, is that the way he cut inside, just perfectly then.
Across his man.
Yeah, across his man. I mean...
Power and pace, get out of the way.
Yeah, Robin Koch's not the quickest, but you can see why they concede so many goals, Frankfurt, because defensively they're woeful, and they played 5 at the back. They played 5, but it was so easy for the ball to get through. Happy for Wirtz. He got 2 assists in the game. He looked a lot better, Al. Van Dijk, Canate, which is bullet headers. And it's hard to say, but they look better without Mo Salah, which is crazy to say. Al.
Well, I don't know what's wrong with Mo. And do you know what, Gab, I said I don't like having a go at people who have been great servants. And he's been brilliant for Egypt and for Liverpool. So... I'd rather give him, another few weeks to get his game back together.
He didn't look happy, Al.
No, I know.
When he was coming on, he did not look happy. No. Even during the game, after the game, he won't accept being dropped for much longer.
Well, he's only got to get his video out and have a look, because he's been pants lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's not been at his best. But I'm sure Arne Slot did rest him for the Galatasaray away game as well. So I'm sure we'll be back in on the weekend, especially with Isak coming off injured.
I didn't see... I was watching the results, but I didn't see the games. The other games, Real Madrid won. Was it Bellingham? Did Bellingham score?
Oh, yes, it was, Mr. Brazil. It was. No, not you. Certain people out there might be devastated that our Jude got a goal.
Oh, really?
It's nice to see him score and
you're
back.
You're a blue nose now, are you?
Say again?
You're a blue nose Brummie now?
Maybe, Alan. Maybe.
So Real Madrid won, Juventus 0, Sporting, good result, 2-1 over Marseille.
Bayern.
Atlanta Slavia 0-0, Harry on the score sheet again.
They're looking good Bayern now.
Bruges 0, Bayern could get to quarter semi-final, but it can't win it for me. Can't win it.
Yeah.
And no problem for Chelsea and Liverpool, but Spurs, oh dear, do we want to look, Piers is coming on later, he's going to hammer them.
Do you know what's frustrating for me watching? I felt like screaming at the screen saying, this is the Champions League. Treat it like the Champions League. Like, this isn't the Conference League. Like, get out there and perform. I know it's a hard place to play, maybe, because of the atmosphere. It's going to be very quiet away at Monaco. I went there last year with Aston Villa. But some of the players, Al, just...
I'm with you, don't worry. I'm with you. Right, Liverpool back with a bang last night, beating Frankfurt 5-1. The Gems have been 1-0 up, but the fight back was started by Ekitike. Good goal, by the way. He's already scored 6 goals for Arne Slot's side, and Liverpool boss was full of praise for Hugo afterwards.
Today with Alex and Hugo, I brought 2 players on the pitch who are usually able to score goals. Alex was a few times close. But had to go off at half time, and that's not something you ask, but that's the difficult balance we were having with him. So when he came, he hardly had trained, so you bring him step by step forward, and then you feel like there must be a moment where he can play twice a week. And the first time we try, he did this in Sweden as well, but the first time we try, he has to go off. And let's hope that it's not that bad.
Yeah, Salah, as Gabby said, once again left out of the starting lineup. On the bench, Adrian Durham and Troy Deeney, they were questioning whether Mo will actually be able to win his place back last night.
What next for Mo Salah? Because he was benched tonight and Liverpool didn't really miss him.
No, they didn't, but I think we've alluded to that massive chance with Wirtz at the end. I was just saying, off air before you come back to us. I wonder whether Arne Slot has dropped Isak for lack of running. I think at Newcastle he's been able to get away with it because he scores. But here, he expects his front players to get after the ball, to go and press. Ekitike was doing that. And Isak, it's not natural to him. And I just think, unless he's injured, I think he may have dragged him. So you could see a game at the weekend where Isak and Salah are both on the bench.
Interesting. Will they play them both together?
But he come out afterwards and said it is a groin injury for Isak. That's why he come off. He didn't bring him off tactically at half-time. But I just think he's got options, Al. But Frimpong played at right back. He didn't last long. He come off. He looked like a hamstring injury. Conor Bradley come on. Mo Salah will start on the weekend. I'm sure of it. He just needed to be taken out the firing line for one game, Al. He'll be back in.
It's not easy, by the way. You need workers at Brentford, don't you?
Tough game. And the way they're playing, I mean, watching them against West Ham, outstanding. We've seen them this season. Keith Andrews has been under pressure from the start. People not thinking he deserved the job, Alan, but he's had a fantastic start, and Brentford will be right up for it. Jordan Henderson against his old club as well.
Yes, right. I was going to say Liverpool fans, let's hear from you. We will do. Yeah, we can hear from Liverpool fans, but I want to hear from Tottenham fans as well. Listen, I know Tottenham fans who went to the Arctic Circle or wherever it is out there, Bodo Glimps and all that, and games like that. They might have gone to Monaco last night, which would cost a couple of grand, by the way.
Oh, and the rest.
Do you know what I mean? I watched that, and I almost wanted to go back to the news about Prince Andrew. That's how depressing I was watching Spurs. Honestly, absolute joke. Really, really annoyed me last night.
Al, it looked like it was like late into the season where all the players were tired and they couldn't get around the pitch. It was very odd. Monaco, they would have eventually scored another 10, 15 minutes. The chances they missed out, even last 20.
Goalkeeper was brilliant.
Yeah, but last 20 over the bar, wide, missed kick. So many chances, and you're like, Spurs, have you got 9 men? What's going on here? Really poor performance and terrible against Aston Villa. I didn't think there could be any worse, and there was a lot worse last night.
Hey, coming up, we're turning attention to the back pages. Sean Dyche, who's spoken for the first time since becoming Forest manager, is already laying the law down. That's coming next 6:13. You won't be playing cricket out there, that's good.
Horrible morning, Alan.
Think we're in for a bad winner?
100%.
Yeah, I've got a feeling we have. Hey, don't forget, we get European football tonight as well. Celtic against Sturm Graz. Am I looking forward to that? No, I'm not.
Who Rangers play now?
Hold on, I'll come to that.
Sorry.
Forest against Porto. Where are we? I've got to keep
Big game, Forest.
Brann, they're playing Brann away. Oh, it's away from home. I thought it was at Ibrox, so that's a tricky
What
one.
league are they in now?
No idea.
Norwegian.
Oh, are they? Yeah.
See, you don't know all the
Rangers away from home in Europe sometimes,
get a
shock you,
result.
you know.
Yeah.
Ajax got battered. Sofano take on Panathinaikos tonight. What other? Villa go ahead Eagles, played against them. You know who they're from?
Netherlands.
Yeah, played against them. Go ahead. I tell you, there's a guy called what's his name? John Linford came from Go Ahead Eagles.
Okay.
Ipswich. Who else? Malmo. Yeah. Anyway, we'll see how that goes tonight. talkSPORT breakfast. Right, listen up, cricket fans. We have a treat for you this morning. The third and final T20 between England and New Zealand's underway from 7:15 this morning. Commentary comes from former England fast bowler Darren Gough, Harmy, on talkSPORT 2, don't forget, and the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. England currently holding a 1-0 series lead, and we'll have updates here throughout the morning. They kept that quiet, I didn't realise it was on.
What, the one day?
Yeah. I never know if it's women's or men's, or,
Yeah.
you just don't know now. There's so much.
How excited
sport
are you
now.
for the Ashes, Noel?
Pardon?
How excited are you for the Ashes?
I will do when it comes around.
It gets
I'm not at
closer,
the moment. No, not at the moment. But when it comes round, I will do. Yeah, it's great. It's a great,
Yes.
It's good to talk about. It's good to watch.
Yep.
Also, Harmy, happy birthday, pal. 47. 47, Harmy.
47?
Yeah, Harmy, 47 today. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, mate.
Gabby, have you bought my present? No?
No,
Just get me 8 pints of lager. That'll do. Now, let's look at today's back page of Tesco Mobile for Business.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big 3 networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
Gabby, have you noticed?
Yep.
Have you noticed Miss Chanel?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? Have you noticed? Her husband must have some job, by the way.
Al,
He walks in here like a Paris, walkway every
I-
morning, doesn't she?
I don't do the catwalk.
I
Not
think what
quite,
it is,
never.
Alan, is that I think we're not getting paid right, mate. There's people getting paid better than us. That's all it is, Al.
Well, yours is all freebies, Gab, isn't it?
You can talk.
You can tell.
Right, Katie, what we got in the back
I think
page?
that was a compliment, Alan.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
A few weeks, but, I eventually get there.
Right. Back pages this morning. A lot of the papers covering Liverpool's 5-1 win over Eintracht Frankfurt. Last night, headlines like, what crisis in the Daily Mail? Crisis averted in the Times. And cop a load of that in the Mirror. That follows their 4 defeats on the bounce. The Guardian, this is also a story we'll come to in a moment. Milan's Serie A game in Perth could be called off following the European games thinking to go abroad. This is Milan's one, potentially now not happening in Perth. We'll get to that in a moment. And then a story in The Sun with Sean Dyche. Snoods, you lose, as he's banned snoods and hats in training, as he's just taken over as
Of course
Nottingham
he
Forest
has.
Well, do you know what's an
manager.
interesting one? This is old stuff, isn't it? Did Sam not do that? Big Sam. Gloves in training and bobble hats. Get off.
I used to love the snoods, though. Oh,
Well, you would do, Gab.
keeping
right?
your neck warm.
Yeah, but sometimes they literally go over their eyes,
Yeah.
and it's just ridiculous. I bet you were one of those guys.
I was one of them. When you pull it up, and it's sort of just underneath your eyes, and the cold's not hitting you.
And a hat.
Yes. Hat, gloves, everything. Skins, trousers, the lot, Alan.
I remember Kevin Beattie, right, who was awesome player. Was it Prague or Poland? It was like minus 22. And he came out with the tightest shorts on and short sleeves. Out he came.
Kevin Beattie from Southampton.
No, Kevin Beattie, Ipswich in England.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Do you know that?
Yeah, I did actually, Gav.
Okay.
So, I'm with Sean on this.
Yeah? How about
yeah.
you, Gabs? How would you react if you heard that you can have a snooder hat in training? Would you rebel? Would you wear both?
He'd put both in here if he could.
No, you got to understand what the manager's different styles, but I think the players now, they're very soft, aren't they? They will be devastated. Devastated.
Let's return.
There was a few Tottenham players last night at the snooze. Not sure about on, but they had a snooze.
Vicario didn't, though.
I know. Very good
he had a very good man of the match, he was. Right, let's talk about Liverpool's 5-1 win over Eintracht Frankfurt. I know you've spoken about it briefly. Did you think Liverpool were in crisis, bearing in mind that's what a lot of the headlines are saying this morning?
I didn't think they were in crisis. I just felt that defensively they had to be better. And you look at the first goal, poor Frankfurt with ease. 3-4 passes and they've got a shot on goal, and you're thinking, hopefully it's not one of these games where Liverpool are getting opened up all game. But apart from that, there wasn't much in it for Frankfurt. Going forward, Ekitike took his goal great. That's a reason why he should be starting down the middle. I thought Wirtz was better, and I thought all round Liverpool put in a great performance. But Frankfurt, you can see why they shipped goals. They were dreadful. 3 at the back, 5 at the back. They could have had 7 at the back, but no one picked anyone up.
Someone that was getting a lot of praise on social media and in the papers this morning is Florian Wirtz, returning to Germany. How impressed were you with him last night? And is it just a case of time and things will click?
What's funny, Katie, when Frankfurt scored the first goal, it's because he lost the ball high up and they went all the way down the other end of the pitch and scored, and I'm thinking, Wirtz, why do you have to give it away? Things weren't coming off for him in the first half as much, but then, second half, he was at it. Lovely assist for Gakpo. Got a little assist for Szoboszlai that for me doesn't really count because he's literally knocked it 1 yard to him. But he'll be happy with that performance. He just needs a goal. I just want him to go and score a goal. But
how come?
He's a pleasure to watch. Little touches, he looks like he's having fun out there. And there's no crisis for Wirtz. He knows his ability. Had a great free kick as well, keeper save. So I'm sure the goal will come soon.
Is there a crisis for Mo Salah on the bench? Last night.
I don't know about crisis. He's had a brilliant career. Has he lost his sparkle? I think that's what we've got to ask.
But then at the same time,
desire and sparkle still there.
Is he the kind of player that can sit on the bench?
No.
Can he deal with that?
No. I could tell by body language and his face when he was coming on. If I'm reading Mo Salah's face, I'm reading someone that's saying in his head, "How dare you? After all I've done for this football club, how dare you put me on the bench? Other players haven't been performing. Van Dijk hasn't been performing. Why is Gomez not coming for Van Dijk or Konate?" I know for a fact Mo Salah will be absolutely fuming.
Well, it might be, Gab, but look at the result.
Of course, Al. I'm just going from what me as a player. Players are selfish sometimes. He'll be thinking, "How dare you?" He'll see what everyone's saying today. "Oh, we were better without Mo Salah," or we won 5 without Mo Salah.
It'll hurt. There's no doubt.
It'll hurt him for sure.
Yeah.
Let's go on to this other story in The Guardian, talking about how Milan's Serie A game in Perth could be called off. Now, Serie A's plan to host a match in Australia could be the next attempt at staging a domestic fixture abroad. So that could be scrapped. So we've been talking about it during this week after La Liga's efforts to move Barcelona's game against Villarreal to Miami was stopped. They still need permission by the Asian Football Confederation and other federations to mean that this move from Serie A to host a game in Australia can work. But La Liga said for example, it was because of the current uncertainty in Spain, where in a protest with Spanish footballers at the start of lots of their games, they basically said, we don't want our games moving abroad and away from the league. The same is happening with Serie A and the Liga. Where do you sit on whether these European games should be played abroad in other countries?
It should not happen,
Why?
but it will happen.
But it's obviously to broaden awareness of the game and grow the game.
Yeah, but it doesn't need, the game doesn't need more eyes on it. Like, everyone who watches in Australia and America, they're up early or up late to watch the top leagues. We don't have to take our games over to America or Australia. What about the fans? What about fans who want to go to every single game and, "Oh, sorry, this one, I can't afford to go to America." But it will happen because the American owners that are involved in football, it's inevitable. Money talks, Katie. And you'll definitely, with the Premier League, in the next 5 years, get games that will be in America, I think.
You talk about the fans, but what about the fans in Australia? You never get the chance to come over to Europe. But how expensive is that? They're just asking for one game.
Yeah, but no. I'm not a fan of it.
No?
No, I'm not a fan of it. I think when you fly to Australia, I mean, I've been to Malaysia like 3-4 times, and they love the Premier League, obsessed with the Premier League, and they will fly over and watch it. Why does it have to be Australia? What's next? Are we going to take Premier League games
let's
to
be honest,
Malaysia?
It's nothing to do with the fans in Australia and America.
No.
It's money. It's all about money, money, money. That's what it's about. Why our teams and European sides would go to the other end of the world to play games. It's a money earner, that's all.
What if it was, for example, like in the Scottish League, Alan, if a Scottish game were to go and be played in Australia, where would you sit on that?
No, same. By the way, Celtic and Rangers have both played out there. Rangers go to Canada a lot. Celtic play in Australia, America, Boston, East Coast. Yeah, but they're not, they're not real games. They are pre-season games and stuff like that, tournaments. And again, Celtic Rangers need the money. They need the finance, so they'll do it.
But does it start with one game and then what's next? Is it one a month? Do you know what I mean? Like, where does it end? So I think it should be not an option. The Premier League, La Liga, Serie A should be played in their country.
The way Celtic Rangers are going, Mum, they'll be playing games in Andorra.
Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
Honest. Right, Katie, thank you.
Katie.
That was a look at today's back page of Tesco Mobile for Business. Coming up, we speak to a huge Tottenham fan who's not happy with Thomas Frank and his approach to these big games.
The Back Page Review on talkSPORT with Tesco Mobile for Business. Got a side hustle as a Pilates instructor? Stretch your budget with business phone bills for up to 40% less than the big three networks. For verification, see tescomobile.com/business.
When was the last time you saw someone score with a knuckleball free kick? We're going to take a look at why we're not seeing them anymore and explain a bit about how they work. The knuckleball peaked in the 2010s after that Ronaldo strike against Portsmouth in 2008 inspired academy players everywhere. Here's a young Mason Mount.
I tried to base my free kick on Ronaldo, hit the ball by the valve and it moves. So what do you do? Top corner.
Now, no ball is perfectly aerodynamic, so as it travels it creates ever-changing pockets of turbulent air, causing that unpredictable movement. Football's most prolific free-kick taker, Juninho Pernambucano, perfected the technique but didn't invent it. He was inspired by players from the 90s and even the 50s. So how do you do it? You have to hit the ball head on with as short a contact time as possible so the ball doesn't spin. Hitting by the valve helps with that short contact time, as it's the hardest part of the football. So why don't we see knuckleballs much anymore? It's because players are being told not to shoot from dead ball situations because the XG is so low. In fact, as Opta shows here, since the 08-09 season, there's been a 10% reduction in players shooting from free kicks in the Premier League. And in 23-24, a record low of 11 free kicks found the back of the net. And the knuckleball, though spectacular, is imprecise, which is why it's becoming a thing of the past.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Brazil Gabby, our good friends at Arnold Clark. £750 off to any used electric car or home charger. Have a look. Right, so what about some of the big guests coming up today? Didi Hamann, former Newcastle City and Liverpool. Chrissy Hughton, former Tottenham defender. Chrissy would have been disappointed last night. And Forest manager, of course. Piers Morgan coming up around 9:15. He'll be gloating at the moment with his beloved Arsenal. That is for sure. I bet he enjoyed that Tottenham performance last night as well.
I doubt he would have been watching Spurs. But,
I don't know.
Yeah, but he'll be definitely enjoying how Arsenal are now. Al. They're looking real favourites, aren't they? And going above Barcelona. I think before yesterday, Barcelona was second favourites. Now Arsenal are.
Are they really?
Yes, after PSG.
That's a long way to go, Gab. You know, we're not in November yet. But, you know, you're looking for a good start and Arsenal have got a flyer.
I think what makes Arsenal so much favourites for me, Al, is because last season, someone like Odegaard getting injured, it would have been a crisis. Now, no one talks about it. Saka's been out, no one spoke about it. Madueke's out, no one's talking about it. Even if Saliba or Gabriel got injured, no problem. We've got Mascara. So they've got so many options now.
Just in Europe, a couple of dark horses there. Bayern again. Harry, I think, scored again.
Yes.
And Inter up there. Inter Milan third.
Inter done well last season, didn't they? To get to the final, was it? Inter Milan? Yeah, it was the final, wasn't it? They lost by 4-5 against PSG. But Arsenal up there, Real Madrid up there, 3 out of 3. Dortmund doing okay as well. Newcastle. And even Spurs, Al, they'll take being 15th after that performance last night. It was a great point.
I think Thomas will be thinking, I've got to do something here. I'm just looking ahead to the games coming up at the weekend. Liverpool, we know, have got a toughie at Brentford.
Yes.
Arsenal, London derby with Palace, not easy.
No.
Spurs go to Everton. I wonder what Moisey thought last night.
Tough game. I fancy Everton in that. But you know what? I was watching Thomas Frank out in the last 2 minutes of the game, probably last minute. And I think Jed Spence had the ball, give it away, and then was just trotting over to take a throw in. You could see the frustration in the manager's face of like, come on, I still want to try and win this.
Oh, no, I was watching last night. Where's the urgency? Come on,
not zero.
For a point away from home, go and win the game.
Yeah, 100%.
But in the end, it was a fortunate point,
yes,
in my opinion. Right, Tottenham remain unbeaten in the Champions League, but it was far from pretty last night. Surrendered 21 shots in the 0-0 draw in Monaco. Right, the number 03717223344. After the game, Thomas Frank was asked whether Spurs are missing the star quality of players like Harry and Song this season.
I think that's fair to say. We have Wilson Odobert that I think is a very, very good talent, and I think he's been positive. But of course, he is taking his step into Premier League and Champions League. With other players also, with Xavi just come to the club. Lucas, a young player, could have been exceptional for us, but also played more or less every minute. So. Lack maybe that little extra spark today. Kolo Muani that we believe can make a difference. I think it looked positive when he came on, but I had that injury and then Dom. So of course there's some of that. No complaints. It is what it is. It's my job to get the most out of the players available.
Thomas Frank there. John is now for more. Is the host of Last Word on Spurs podcast, Ricky Sachs. Ricky, I don't know about you, Ricky, but I was hugely disappointed.
Good morning, Ricky.
Good morning, guys. Happy to see you both. Yeah, echoing the words there of what you said there. Our very disappointing performance. Look, in all due circumstances, when you go in away the Champions League and get a point, it's not normally seen as a negative result, but the performance really was a worry, and I think the selection for me set the tone as to what Frank went there to do, when to get a point, got a point, but never really felt like on the night we wanted anything more than that. And I think, 125 games? You go back for our last 0-0, and that was, of course, the infamous 0-0, of course, in the second leg against AC Milan under Conte. It felt a little bit like Conte ball at times, to be honest with you. So I think we need to see a little bit more from the attacking perspective from Tottenham, because you and me know how the natives at the lane or Tottenham Stadium, that will be a concern a little bit on the eye at this stage. I'm a big Thomas Frank fan. I think we know about the fact that he's been seen as an adaptable, a flexible coach, but really didn't see too much of that in that 90 minutes.
Let's be honest, it could have been 4 or 5. Goalkeeper was fantastic.
Yeah, look, Vicario, I've been one of Vicario's biggest critics this season, but I thought he was superb for Tottenham and kept us in it. It could have been, like you said there, 4 or 5 before half-time, and Vicario was superb for Tottenham.
Ricky, listen, players can have off days, players can miss chances, players can dribble the ball out of play, get tackled, but players should never lack intensity, and especially in a Champions League game. This is where Spurs want to be every season, their fans want to be, the club want to be. Watching it, I'm looking at the players and I'm like, it's like they're waiting for Monaco to score. Last 20 minutes, Minamino come on, chance after chance after chance. I'm just like, what are these Spurs players doing?
Obviously, Gab, the worrying thing for me is when you're hearing from players that's at the start of like a new tenure, 14, 15 games in, the nature of the wording around effort, desire. That was my concern at such an early stage of the season, to hear that. Just a little bit concerning, the wording of what we heard after the game. Now, this has been my little bit of a concern the last few games. It actually isn't what I've been seeing during the games. It's actually been post-match. Just the reaction from certain players, likes of Archie Gray, Vicario, quite a scathing assessment last night after the game. That'll be my worry a little bit. I mean, how much these players enjoying the way in which they're being set up in this very early period. And I hope, like I say, it's just an adjustment or a tweak that's needed, but I just have a concern of the players' body language after the game.
Ricky, just looking ahead, Everton against Tottenham won't be easy. Davy Moyes will be rubbing his hands together saying, look, it's a good time to play Spurs, especially at our new stadium.
Yeah, well, look, I agree. They're unbeaten there, aren't they? They're Hill Dickinson, so it's not going to be an easy game. Grealish, I'm sure, fancies chances on the attack against Spurs. And I think it's going to be interesting. Again, Frank's lineups for me will really dictate how I think Tottenham fans will feel approaching the games. And I know, again, there's been that call out to say, can't keep playing Polina and Bentancur together every week. I think for me, that's more at home, you can't put them together. I would imagine away from home, I wouldn't be surprised again to see Polina and Bentancur deployed. It's just the case at the moment. I'm not quite sure what Papa Sarr's done wrong.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Not being in the starting lineup at the moment. I can't quite work that out, because he was probably, I would say, one of the stars of the earlier part of the season with Frank, where he was looking like a real player. So I'm unsure what Sarr has done at the moment to see himself on the bench and not on the 11 at the moment.
But surely, Ricky, you put Sarr in there as maybe you play a 3, Bentancur, Sarr, and then Paulinho, and you put maybe Simmons off the left, Kudus off the right, and Mrouani down the middle, because he done more in 20 minutes than Richarlison done in 70. I thought Richarlison was pathetic, if I'm being honest. And the cheek of him to be fuming when he got took off. Honestly, I was fuming watching him.
Yeah, he was pretty poor, Gab.
Oh.
Really, really poor. I mean, look, we all quite know, and this is also something I need to make clear, I'm not saying what we've got is the finished article under Frank with regards to the players, because I think you look at that front three, front four, and you can see they're nowhere near good enough. But those are the tools he's got to work with, and he's got to get more out of that team, because at the end of the day, we can't change the attacking lineup until at least January. So it is a case of trying to work with what we've got. And I think, again, my concern would be the amount of shots that we're having against us is a concern. I know you referred to Villa at the weekend, but we lost to Aston Villa. So, as you well know, so that is the concern at the moment. How can Frank find a way of navigating this, at least until January, when we might have some options in the window from an attacking perspective? Because at the moment, there is, I would say, a slight concern.
Well, Ricky, me and Al were saying it yesterday, and Al made a great point. Players don't try and stop shots anymore. I mean, like Buendia scored from outside the box, so does Morgan Rogers. Last night, so many shots from outside the box, but not just Spurs. In general, I don't think people fancy other players scoring from distance.
No. And again, like I say, at the moment, he's such early days under Frank. I have to be acutely aware about this, that we've played, 14 games under him. We've only lost 2. So in no way am I sitting there saying that Frank is under massive, massive pressure.
Not at all, no.
But I would say that, from someone that does go to the home games on a frequent basis, a lot of home fans out there, they would be concerned by the lack of patterns of play and lack of creativity in the final third. Frank might come back and say, from his perspective, and he probably can't say this right now, this is what I've got to work with. But you just feel there's a lot more we can do. And again, I go back to Vicario's interview after the game, Archie Gray. You're seeing players there that I think know there's a lot more capability in the side, and therefore I think we really need to see an upturn in performances in the next few weeks. And that starts, of course, at Everton. It leads through to Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. You then got Chelsea and Man United on the horizon. I feel like it's quite a big next 2 or 3 weeks coming for Tottenham.
Yeah. Ricky, thank you. Ricky,
Ricky.
Host of the Last Word on Spurs podcast. Glenn Hoddle told us just he thought a point was the outcome, but in the end, I think Tottenham were fortunate to get a point. Yes. Right. Still to come.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Download the new improved app to easily manage your accounts and quotes.
Yep, 6:45. I'm going to be joined live. This should be one of the most opinionated men in the media. Here we go, Piers. Take it away.
Ten Hag is a complete idiot. I'm sorry, he is. Not only is Ronaldo the GOAT, but Messi is only the second biggest GOAT from Argentina. Arsenal, I suspect, will now go on an absolute tear. We are going to win the league. I wouldn't be surprised if we win it by mid-March.
Make sure you're listening and watching on CTV and YouTube after 9. Legendary broadcaster, deluded Arsenal fan, is he? Oh dear. Piers Morgan will be with us right here in the studio. England cricket legend Darren Gough will also be with us next as we build up to live international cricket over on talkSPORT 2. Happy birthday, Harmy, as well. That was a look ahead with Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Get free next day track delivery. Head to travisperkins.co.uk or download the app.
Okay, 10 minutes before 7 o'clock, England won up with one T20 to play against New Zealand with a third T20 live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2. And, of course, the talkSPORT Cricket YouTube channel. And it starts in just half an hour's time. So let's get the latest ahead of the game. It's a great pleasure to say good morning, part of our commentary team, former England fast bowler Darren Gough. Goughy, very good morning.
Good morning, Goughy.
Hey, good morning. Good to be back. I didn't recognise this place.
Good
I thought
to
I'd
be
come
back.
to it.
When they said you were in this morning, I went, no chance. This early, no chance.
I must admit, when the alarm went at 4 o'clock this morning, I wasn't too keen, bud. I don't know how you've done it. For how many years is it now, Al?
26.
26? I did 12. How many you done now, Gabs?
5, I think.
You'll get a tie next week. Thanks for coming, 5 years.
Al got a nice present for his 25th as well.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Cupcake.
he even splashed out on some earphones, hasn't he? It's peaked early.
Oh, no, that's the new thing.
They're freebies,
you
mate.
We're out of order. We've got headphones on. You're not allowed that.
I've got some of them, though, but I only use them when I'm on commentary, you know. But they are good, aren't they? They do block out.
You mean when you get paid proper money?
Yeah, when you go abroad, yeah.
Right, so Darren, England won up in the series. Will they get the job done today?
Well, they should do, the way they're playing. I mean, I've seen a team that are playing with so much confidence. The captain, we've seen him, Harry Brook, how good he is. But I tell you what, Phil Salt and Josh Buttler at the top of the order are as good as anything that's been.
I like Josh. I do. I really do.
Well, he is.
Josh Buttler.
Well, look, I hate saying this because you're comparing eras, but when you're talking about white ball cricketers, he's got to be probably the best we've had, hasn't he? Josh Buttler. But I think we've got people like Phil Salt who have come in and he looks solid. From the first ball, he doesn't have a look, does he? He don't think, I'll have a look for a couple of balls. He's not selfish at all. He just goes at it straight away. And once England get off to a flyer, I don't think there's any stopping them because that batting lineup is so strong. Sam Curran calms it down in the middle orders, and Cox, when he comes in, I know he's new to the game, international start, but he's a top player as well, you know. Yeah. So the batting is really, really strong. And then with Adil Rashid in the bowling attack, you've got a chance. He's getting better and better with age. He's nearly 40 now.
So he'll be part of the Ashes, won't he? I don't want to dismiss this, but moving on, it's not long away now, the Ashes over in Australia. It's going to be great. Do you make Aussies slight favourites, Darren?
I do, purely because in Australia, you only have to look at England going over there the last 3 tours. What has it been? 5-0, 4-0, 4-0. So they ain't good touring Australia. But this team, Australia are a little bit in disarray, purely because they just need to sort out their opening slot. They need to decide who's going to bat 3, because I think number 3 at the minute, Cameron Green, should be batting 6. That's constant. Everybody's talked about it, man, about his batting and the way he plays. Is he going to open, or are they going to go back to Lavishay and then to open the batting? It's a little bit over the shop. Steve Smith, 4 and Travis Head at 5. They're strong. So they're still a good side.
Smith found he's recaptured his form, has he? Because he was struggling a wee bit.
He's good. And Lavishane's smashing out hundreds in grade cricket in Australia. And let's just get over I'm sick of reading about Cummins, the captain. He is important for Australia, but he ain't fit. He ain't playing that first test. They're trying to kid us. He isn't playing that first test. Coming back from stress fractures, mate, he's not playing. So they've got to bring in Boland, probably for him. It leaves them with a long tail of Stark, Boland, Lyon and Hazelwood. That's 8, 9, 10 and 11. So their top order batters have got to deliver. England have got a chance. England have got a good chance. Very good, very good.
What about Jofra Archer? Do we need to manage his playing time?
Yeah. If you ask me, I'd be delighted now if we can come back here after the Ashes, having won it, and Archer's played 3 tests and Mark Wood's played 2. If they play 5 between them, I'll be over the moon. Yeah. But get them both in Perth. When there's a pace and bounce, Australia not sure about their batting, hit them with 2 90-miles-an-hour bowlers. Oh, I'd love to watch that. In fact, 3, Bryden Cass as well, and Stokes is your 4th bowler. That ain't bad, is it?
And that's the first test, is it?
First test, Perth, mate. What a place, eh? I love Perth. Fancy going out, Al?
No, I was out there. Out there, yeah. When are we talking about? Is it over Christmas or is it before?
Yeah, it starts November. Is it 21st or 24th?
Around the corner.
Yeah, November, late November, and then it finishes January the 8th.
Yeah.
So over Christmas, you got the Melbourne and New Year. That's when all the English fans will be pouring out to Australia. I mean, there's thousands of them, Al.
Yeah.
Starting going out to Perth and then going on to Brisbane, to Adelaide, to Melbourne.
Brilliant.
And Sydney. If I was a fan of cricket, well, I am, obviously, and I'd never been, the one place to go for me is Australia, to go for everything around it, the atmosphere, the cricket, the battle, and just the places, the cities are just beautiful, and the weather, and the golf courses.
Have we got any stories, Goffey, of like the needle between the Aussies and England? Because we had Wokesy on about 3 weeks ago, and even he says it gets spicy over there.
Well, it does. It gets spicy everywhere, depending where you go. I mean, you go to Pakistan and India, I've had things thrown at me, pot noodles. I've had the lot thrown at me, bottles of things with stuff in it you won't want to talk about. Yeah. Australia tends to be pure banter. They're like a drink. They're very much like us, right? And when they get out there and the stadiums are bigger, if you look at the MCG, you can get 100,000 people in. So, look, if you go back with them and have fun, it's all in great spirit. They love it. If you go out there and battle against Australia, they'll remember you forever. Yeah. And people like Stokesy, they love Flintoff. I've got a good reputation in Australia. I get on well with them because you go back at them and have a bit of fun, you know? Yeah.
How is Harmy then? It's his birthday today. Stevie Harmison, he'll be happy with Newcastle at the moment.
Well, he will be. He'll be out, won't he, Harmy? Today won't be stopping that. We've got the cricket writers lunch after, so we're going to pop along.
Today where?
I don't know where it's at. Oval. It's at the Oval, aye.
Oh, it's just round the corner.
Yeah, so we brought the soup, mate. So we're going to pop in, have a glass of red, glass of white. Well, Harmy don't drink wine, does he? So he'll be necking the whatever the local delicacy is.
That's the only thing he doesn't drink. Mind you, it's his birthday today, so ambulance around 6:30, I reckon.
I would say so, but the best thing to do is, Harmy, spend half an hour in his company and then just slip away to another side of him, yeah.
Well, I hope he's not in the train because he ends up in Inverness. He catches a few Z's on the train and misses his stop.
He does. He's done it a few times. He actually did it when we were at the Oval working in, hospitality fine, a green room. You've been there. So we were doing some stuff with that, and he does. And he had definitely one too many, about 10 too many on day 3 of that game, and he missed his. He went on the wrong train. Yeah.
Who's the team? Do we know our team for Asui yet? Who's gone out?
Oh yeah, we've got a big team, mate. It's the usual suspects. Joe Root's going to be important. He hasn't had 100 out there yet, which I find it's remarkable when he's probably England's greatest ever player. You've got Stokes, he's going to be fit. Let's wrap him in cotton wool because he's going to be so vital. Duckett and Zach Crawley are going to be at the top of the order. The only real talking point, if we're honest, Al, is going to be, is it Jacob Bethel or Ollie Pope at 3? I think they've got to start with Ollie Pope at 3. I would actually have Jacob Bethel at 7 in that first test and play an extra batter, no spinner.
Right.
And play 4 out-and-out seamers, pack the bat in, try and get runs on the board against Australia's ball attack, and then go with pace to try and bowl them out. So it's the usual suspects, same team as always. Harry Brook going to go at 5.
One last one. How's your golf? The Ryder Cup was amazing, wasn't it?
Ryder Cup's amazing.
Oh.
And my golf over the last 18 months is pretty solid.
Yeah?
I've gone from having a huge slice, just having a nice controlled fade. The putting's good. And my handicap's dropping all the time, so I'm pretty happy.
Good.
Lovely stuff.
Goffey, great to see you.
Thank you,
Lovely.
Thank you. Good to see you guys.
Brilliant. Okay, coming up 2 minutes to 7 o'clock. We turn our attention back to football. Last night was no problem for Liverpool.
What football ground are you thinking of when someone says this?
Really tough place to go. Difficult place to go. Such a tough place to go.
It's a tough place to go at the moment.
It was a really difficult place to go, always.
But what are the toughest places to go, really? We've scoured the planet to find out. Forget a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke. Try playing in a blizzard 220 miles inside the Arctic Circle at the world's northernmost professional club. When Chelsea lost at Tromsø in Norway in the 97-98 Cup Winners' Cup, a massive snowstorm hit at half-time. These two boys and their brooms were absolutely no match for it. We're staying in Scandinavia for Scotland's toughest away day on a windswept cliff in the Faroe Islands. In Euro 2000 qualifying, Craig Brown's men were taken to fishing village Toftir. Kevin Gallagher called the pitch a cowfield and the wind like Pitodry on a bad day. The Faroe Islands part-timers equalised in stoppage time, leading to these absolute scenes, and still one of Scotland's most embarrassing results.
Daft little ground, silly game.
But away trips don't come any tougher than a lung-busting schlep up the Andes to face Bolivia in La Paz. But now the Bolivians have taken home advantage to another level. The country's highest city, El Alto, 4,100 metres above sea level. Grass doesn't even grow up here. Bolivia have not lost here yet. The longest unbeaten run in any professional league ever belongs to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda if you must. They've gone 7 years without defeat at the Rajko Mitic in Serbia's Superliga. Their fans are pretty intimidating as well, but they're not as loud as this mob. Galatasaray's Ali Sami Yen Stadium's officially the loudest in world football. In a derby with Fenerbahce, Galatasaray fans set a Guinness World Record of 131 decibels. That's louder than Motorhead, and pretty tough to carry out your manager's instructions when you can't even hear them. However, our most intimidating away day is in Wales, where cameras can't enter and players can't leave. HMP Prescoed. This prison team was briefly kicked out the Gwent League over concerns about young opposition having to go in there. Now that's a tough place to go.
Early June 1939, Germany, always a tough place to go to.
I suppose that's pretty good, Gab. 3.4 million.
Yes, very good, mate. Very good, Al.
This is talkSPORT Breakfast with me, Brazil, Gabby and Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Gab, what happened with your bank? Why have you got your girlfriend's card? What's happened to you?
On him?
Something to do with your card? Your bank card?
Some fraud.
What?
Fraud.
Oh, really?
Yeah, on a couple of my accounts, mate, to be honest. People online using my card, shocking.
Oh, really? Well, that's your boy, isn't it?
Who?
Your boy.
Better not be. Yeah, so cards cancelled, mate, so no cards available.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Crikey.
And I know you won't put your hand in your pocket, so got to use the missus card.
Yeah, really? I mean, she's got more than you, hasn't she?
Exactly.
Now, it's been a shocking few weeks for Liverpool, but the champions of England, well, thank God, last night, if you're a Red, finally back to winning ways.
Is this the night where Liverpool end this mini-crisis and get their season back on track?
There's so many score-first players that they need to get some balance in there.
Christensen, can he get the shot away in the area?
Oh.
He can! What a move! What a goal!
Did not see that coming in the last 15 minutes. No chance.
Downfield with a ball by Robertson. Ekitike racing through a goal. Terrific pace. Oh, what a finish!
That is so much better from Liverpool.
Ball into the near post and it in! Virgil van Dijk rises highest. Szoboszlai with the out-swinging corner, and there's Konate! Is a first-half statement from Liverpool. And actually, Wirtz has looked a little more at home tonight, Troy Deeney.
I really wanted to get a goal or an assist tonight.
Wirtz across, Gakpo! It's 4 in Frankfurt. Dominic Szoboszlai, 25 yards out, drills it into the bottom corner and gets Liverpool a fifth.
5-1, job done. And Liverpool back?
Yeah, that was much needed, wasn't it, from a Liverpool side, losing to Man United. And then I'm just looking at that Brentford game as well. Could be tricky for them. So they needed to stop that that bad run.
100%. And they showed character as well. Going a goal down, electric atmosphere. Couldn't hear a word of the commentary on TV. It was that loud. And players stood up. Yeah, coisted. But players stood up. Ekitike, great goal. Wirtz was a lot better. Van Dijk and Konate, a lot stronger. Robertson, come back in for Kerkez. He was very strong, got the first assist as well. So maybe that's something that going forward, Kerkez might be spending more time on the bench.
He's injured again.
Yeah, groin injury, isn't it? But he wasn't really at it either out first half.
No, but Gabby's that type of player that he's not a Haaland. Because remember Haaland, when City were struggling a bit, you're saying, what's Haaland? Is he putting himself about? He likes to just keep his position and doesn't get involved, doesn't do a Harry Kane come deep. Isak's a bit like that. He just keeps in his own territory. And if they're not on top, you don't see much of him.
Yeah, but I thought Ekitike took his goal brilliantly out.
Oh, beautiful, great.
Cut inside like that. Yes.
Got across the defender and then tucked it away.
Slotted it home, yes.
Yeah. I liked him first time I see him over here.
Yeah,
good player.
But it's that same old story, isn't it? It's going to be asked all season. Why is Ekitike not playing, and why you put Isak in? When you pay 130 million for someone, you've got to play them.
They're both, there's no doubt Isak's he's missed, funny enough, he's missed a couple of chances lately, but he is normally a great finisher.
Oh, of course. It'll take time, definitely.
Let's get a bit more on this and cross over to Daily Mail's Merseyside writer, Dom King, and everyone's talking about Mo on the bench. A very good morning, Dom.
Good morning, Dom.
Good morning, gentlemen. Are we well this morning?
Yeah, Dom, we were saying that Liverpool needed that, didn't they? Big style.
Oh, they did, yeah. It's just settled things down a little bit. I wouldn't go too overboard yet, though, Al. I think a bigger test is obviously Saturday night at Brentford, and I think Arne Slot would be looking for a 1-0 win. I think that would be the sign that they're starting to get back into gear. They're still conceding. They shouldn't have conceded to a team like Frankfurt last night. Let's if we're going to be brutally honest about it, Frankfurt are not going to carry much weight in the Champions League. Did really well to qualify, but they're not going to be troubling any of the big teams. And yet Liverpool still conceded against them, so that's something that needs to be addressed.
Dom, over the past few weeks I've been thinking at times sloppy Liverpool with a passing, and also I'm like, I can't believe I'm saying this, a bit of lack of urgency at times. But it's something they've got to address. They've got to get that high tempo going again.
Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. And I think the thing that's puzzled me a bit is the structure of how they've looked in the final stages of games of late. Last night was obviously an exception to the rule because they had things comfortably sewn up. But I spoke to you guys after the Chelsea game, and it was the same against Manchester United on Sunday in terms of the finishing with Szoboszlai at right back, Virgil van Dijk up front, Frimpong's playing and look, we know he can play in two positions, and he was bought with that in mind. But it's still, if you've got someone who's predominantly played his career as a right back playing as a right winger, then the structure just didn't look right at all on Sunday. And I just hope that sometimes circumstances force a manager to stick with a team. And the injuries that Liverpool sustained last night, I just wonder whether Bradley staying as a right back and Andy Robertson's got to come in for Milos Kerkez. He absolutely has to do that. I'd just like to see that settled defence for a few weeks now.
Dom.
And maybe that will settle things down.
Yeah, Dom, I agree with the goal. I was watching it and I was like, you can't be scoring from there. Wirtz loses the ball high up, no problem. It happens. 4-5 passes, it's a goal. Too easy. Liverpool midfielders not getting a foot in. Too easy to get the shot off as well. But more importantly, Mo Salah's face when he was coming on, Dom, I mean, he did not look happy after the game as well. And do you understand it to a certain degree, what is given to that football club, why he would be so angry at being benched?
Yeah, look, I mean, Mo pulling a face when he's been on the bench, to me, isn't anything new. I mean, I've been watching him for 8 years. You know, Mo's very expressive in terms of how he's feeling. You know, he wants to be on the pitch every single minute. He's obsessed with records, his personal records. He's obsessed with winning. But look, you two know better than anyone. If you're a professional footballer and things aren't going as you want them to at this moment in time, and you're not getting to the standards that you expect of yourself, you're not going to be good company. It's a simple fact of life. That's how it is at the minute. Look, he had a good spell away with Egypt, didn't he? And he helped Egypt qualify for the World Cup. And then it obviously didn't happen for him on Sunday. Last night on the bench, it was the right decision for him to be on the bench. And then he came on and he had that tendency that I've seen it before, where he almost goes into overdrive thinking, well, I'm going to score tonight. No matter what, I don't care who's around me, I'm scoring. It never happened. He's created a talking point for himself, but would you put it against him to score at Brentford on Saturday night? You wouldn't. So that's why you have to be careful with how you're analysing Mo Salah. Look, we all know he hasn't had the beginning of the season that he would have wanted. I think there's things in the background we've spoken about before that, you know, there's been changes. There's still, you know, there's been the upset, the tragedy. I think there's still things playing on his mind. That's not an excuse. It's just a fact. It's a simple fact of life, of the way he's probably feeling at the moment. But I wouldn't be worried in the long term. I just wouldn't about him, because he's too committed. He's too professional, and he's too good.
Yeah, just to finish with Dom on a big positive, Ekitike took his goal beautifully, didn't he?
He's fabulous. Do you know what? You can tell the players that are going to be good for Liverpool, the ones that they've brought in historically, because they hit the ground running. Think of Suarez, Sami Hyypiä, Xabi Alonso. When they came in, you kind of knew within 2 games what they were going to be contributing. This lad's brilliant. He's absolutely brilliant. When he came on against Manchester United, everything about the tempo of the game changed. He was quick, he was strong, he was direct. And I just think whether Alexander Isak's fit or not, I don't care how much Liverpool have paid for him. Ekitike starts for the time being. I think it would be wrong.
Spot on.
Dom, thank you.
Thank you, Dom.
There you go,
Always
Dom King
pleasure.
from the Mail. Good luck at Brentford. Ekitike, after a couple of games, I thought, I like this guy. I like his attitude. He's got something about him.
100%. And listen, first half, was it
very confident?
Yeah, was it working the sort of 4-4-2 Liverpool played? Because Wirtz played off the right, Gakpo left, and Ekitike and Isak down the middle. It didn't look right, Al, the way the two strikers were playing together.
What I would say, Gab, as well, though, with Isak, you got to give him time. Let him settle in, because he is some player as well.
Oh, 100%. You can't write anyone off after 7-8 games. But Ekitike's got that spot now. He's the main striker.
Isak, think they'll continue to play 4-4-2?
No. I think Isak's come off injured, hasn't he? So it's an easy way to change the formation back. But I just think Wirtz suits that number 10 role. Gakpo off the left, Salah off the right, Ekitike down the middle. And Isak, Al, it might take another few games before he gets that goal, and then you start seeing the best of Isak. So don't write anyone off.
Don't forget, over on talkSPORT 2, we bring you live exclusive coverage of England's third T20 against the Kiwis. Just download the app, switch right for that. But up next, we hear from Sean Dyche, as he spoke for the first time since becoming Forest boss, and he's laid down the law already. Okay, 7:21. Right, Katie is back with us for a bit. What we got now, Katie?
Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Still looks so worried, Gab.
I'm frightened. That's what I am.
Yeah. Right, Katie, what we got this week in the brilliant
Shenanigans. Yes, as I'm Katie Shanahan. So this is our favourite part of the week, guys, isn't it? Where you two go head-to-head through various games. This week, we are playing Who Am I? Each of you will pick up a card, place it on your head, and you've got to guess who you are by asking questions about your chosen person. The names are from talkSPORT presenters, sport, cartoons, and music. Each card, as you can see, has a number on it. Turn it away from you, Gabs. So no cheating. And there's no option.
He's already looked.
I haven't looked.
Just so ready to go. The production crew are keeping a tally of the scores to see who will win this week's Shenanigans. Right, 2 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now. Gabby, go.
Am I a ex-footballer?
Ooh, yes.
Oh, am I a man?
Yeah.
Did I play for Spurs?
Yes.
O'Hara?
O'Hara's wrong.
Wrong. Keep going.
Okay.
It'll be here all day.
Do I work on talkSPORT?
Yes.
And play for Spurs? Oh.
Yes. And a few.
Alan Brazil?
Correct.
Oh.
Correct. Right, number 2. Right, next.
Get in there.
Next one, Gabs. Keep going.
Oh, me again? Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Keep going.
Okay, then. Am I a man?
No.
Am I a woman?
No.
Okay. Am I a cartoon character?
Yes.
Yes. All right, Katie. Yes.
What channel is the cartoon on?
No idea. I don't normally watch.
Keep going, Gabs.
This is tough. I've got a pass.
You can see it on the
Yeah.
you can see it there.
I can't see it.
Keep
I'm
going.
Turn that off.
passing.
Close.
Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm getting that.
Oh, well, okay, fine.
Okay,
right,
one more.
number
All right.
3. But we
All
didn't
right
get that
then,
one.
all right then.
Okay, close your eyes then.
Okay, close my eyes. Do I work on talkSPORT?
I don't think so. No.
Okay then. Am I a man?
Yeah.
Did I used to play football?
Not that I'm aware of. No.
For God's sake. Am I a singer?
Depends, but I'll say yes.
Okay then. What sort of music?
Average.
This guy's the worst. To give you clues. Katie, help me.
So,
No.
give me more clues then.
Give me more.
Give me more clues.
Okay then.
Yeah, you were a bit of it in your time.
God's sake. I meant to get that.
So that was
No, but
Shaggy.
He's the worst at giving clues. You wait now.
Thomas the Tank Engine. You could have said, what character am I?
Yeah.
You know. And
Ow, you're getting nothing off me.
you could have got Alan to sing.
He's getting nothing
Right,
off
so
me.
you only got...
The answers were there.
You only got Alan Brazil. Now, Alan, as I've learned, you're very good at cheating, so don't look at the monitor.
Right, I'm going to go in here.
No, you've got to start with number 1.
Why?
Because you do.
You've got to start with number 1. There's a chronological order for
Getting
this one.
nothing out of me, mate.
Okay, right.
You wait.
Alan, are you ready? Can you beat Gabby's big score of 1? Time starts now.
I'm a talkSPORT presenter.
Could be.
Do I present in the morning or afternoon or night?
Morning and night.
Morning and night.
Yeah.
Am I a newsreader?
No.
Am I ex-footballer?
Well, didn't play many games, but I suppose.
Did I play for Villa?
No.
No. Did I play for Arsenal?
No.
Did I play for? You played. Who else comes on? Did I play for Liverpool?
No.
Oh.
No way.
What about Spurs?
Yes.
Oh, so it's the chunk.
Yeah.
Who's that?
O'Hara?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, number 2, quickly. Number 2, what we got here?
Oh, God.
Quick, Alan. Quick.
Don't worry, I'll still...
Okay, here we go.
Right. Was an ex-footballer?
No.
Was a sports person?
No, I don't think so.
Was I a TV character?
Yes.
Was a cartoon?
He was, yeah.
Was that an animal?
No.
Was I a man? Was I?
You was a man. Proper man.
Adventure man.
Should we get a clue?
Depends with his wife was a bit annoying on the show, but yeah. Go on.
Did I have a flat head?
OJ.
No, Bart Simpson.
No.
No.
It was Bart Simpson. No.
Other one.
But who? Oh, it was the old man, Homer.
Correct.
So
Do you have time for one more?
A Greek tragedy.
One more, Alan. One more. Can you get number 3? Here we go, quickly.
Right, okay, sportsman.
No.
Sportswoman.
No.
Newsreader.
No.
talkSPORT.
No.
A cartoon.
No.
Singer.
Yes.
Bat in a band.
No.
Front of a band.
No.
No. Individual.
Yes.
Ipswich.
Watford.
No.
Watford.
Oh, well, Elton John.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. Well done, that was good. You're right.
Yeah.
Stop worrying, Gab.
No, but you like the way the Jamie Horror one, you said, is it morning or night? I said both.
Yeah, well, Carla does a bit of morning and later on. So
Jamie does morning as well, talkSPORT breakfast.
I think you were both quite dubious with your answers for the clues.
He's the worst.
I want a dinner.
Yes. And the winner of this week's Shenanigans is...
Had to.
Alan Brazil! Well done.
Gabby, you've got to relax. You worry too much.
Yeah, but your clues are horrendous, mate. I'm playing with
both didn't help each
I'm
other
not going to give you easy ones.
I ain't coming yours Christmas now, mate. Playing that. No chance, mate.
Right, coming up, if Celtic lose tonight against Sturm Graz, how much pressure will be on? Oh, God, the board are under pressure. Is Brendan under pressure now? We talk about Rangers. We'll discuss that next with Charlie McGrew.
Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know, here's the tale. Tennis has its roots in 12th century France when people used to make balls from all sorts. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur and even human hair. Uniformity was found centuries later when people started making balls out of something called vulcanized rubber, invented in the US. But the balls kept on breaking, so a British lawyer, who also loved tennis, suggested they put a flannel covering on the outside, and thus the tennis ball as we know it was born. One problem, it was either white or black. And when the controller of BBC Two, Sir David Attenborough, decided Wimbledon would be shown in colour on the BBC in 1967, no one could actually see the balls on telly. So the International Tennis Federation went away and created a new colour called Optic Yellow, which would show up without the need for a 4K LED display. Not that anyone had that in the 1960s, of course. Since then, all tennis balls have been covered in that material and have their trademark colour for that exact reason. Amateur tennis players and dogs worldwide are forever grateful. You could say the ITF aced it.
Disappearing too.
Just speaking to producer.
Really?
Yes, that as well.
I think we maybe talk to management, but there's no management here, is there?
No comment.
Hey?
No comment.
Radar figures are out, and where is everyone? Holiday.
We're doing well, Al. Thanks to you, mate. Thanks to you, Alan.
I think we can do better. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. Gabby's alongside me. Our friends at Arnold Clark get $7.50 off any used electric car or home charger. The Champions League may be finished for the week, but there's still a huge night in European football tonight on talkSPORT. We start with the Villa. Gabby's Villa playing a team on a similar level to them on talkSPORT. That's talkSPORT 2 at 5:45. It's Villa against Go Ahead Eagles. Then it's Sean Dyche's first game as Forest boss on talkSPORT at 8 p.m. They welcome Porto. Good game to the City Ground. By the way, that's not an easy one, Gab.
No, not at all.
I think Forest will deal with Go Ahead, all right, but Porto, interesting one.
Yes, very good team.
Sean Dyche was unveiled yesterday ahead of his first game tonight, and talkSPORT's Max Scott, who's a big Forest fan, was in attendance and had this exchange with Dyche over set plays.
Part of the game to use set pieces. Big part of the game.
Big strikers as well, return.
Yeah, I called that 3 years ago, but, I don't like to mention it.
So do you think that there's an argument that you were very much ahead of the curve in that regard?
No,
you're now an in vogue manager.
No. I've always just viewed football what I think is correct. I'm not bothered. I've been put in many boxes. I'm not bothered about that. I've never tried to talk my out one. Never tried to hide behind what I think is effective. It's just when it comes round your way a little bit, but all right, that's what he's doing. That's all it is. It's no badge of honour to me. I know what I believe in. I've been in the game since I was 16. I've had enough experiences to decide what I think is a good way of operating. It might not be the best way in everyone's eyes. That's up to them to decide. But I know how to operate in the Premier League, and I know what it takes in the Premier League. I know what the stats, the facts, the demand, the passing lines, the amount of passes that can be effective. They're the things that you need to know, and they're the things I'm trying to imprint onto the players. And if you can do it in an attractive way, every manager wants to. It's just ironic twist that now it's coming back round to set pieces are in vogue. And 5 years ago, people go, why do you rely on set pieces? Now they're in vogue. That's just the way it goes. It's just a cycle. Skinny jeans, flared jeans, skinny jeans, flared jeans. My daughter hammers me about whatever jeans I wear, so it makes no odds.
At least Forest fans know what they're getting with Sean.
Yeah,
right?
but he's spot on there, isn't he? Look at last night. Liverpool, 2 set pieces, 2 goals. Arsenal, 2 set pieces, 2 goals.
Yeah, but
the day before.
Does it not worry you why, Gab, that these set pieces now are so important? They've always been important,
They always have
Gabby.
been, though.
But what is wrong with... Let's see, here we go. This is me going back to the old days. Some people like to mark zones, don't they? Zonal marking.
Oh, last night they were. Frankfurt.
Well,
wow.
For me, it was always, that's my man, don't let him score.
Yeah, but last night,
What's wrong with that?
Frankfurt was zonal. And if you play zonal, you have to still attack the ball. They just stood there. If you've got the run on someone like Van Dijk and Konate did last night, you've got zero chance. So
But look at Arsenal, Gabriel. You know he's a major threat. You don't let him near the ball.
Exactly. But set pieces have always been important. When I played, they were important because they can be the difference, Al, of winning a game. Sometimes.
So what about Dyche then? You know, I like he's genuine, he's straight, he's honest, he tells you what it is. Where does he take Forest to? What would be acceptable if you're a Forest fan?
I think it's still early on in the season, isn't it? So there's a lot that can happen. But with European football as well, is that something that he's going to be totally used to? That'll be new to him as well. So he would understand, can I get Forest out of this relegation mess? Maybe can I finish top 12, top 14, wherever that may be. But what I will say is...
You don't think top half?
Every chance of, but I'm sure what he's been told is just keep us up.
He's 2 wins away from Brighton or halfway.
I know, but look at the game they've got on the weekend. Bournemouth away is not an easy game. Very tough game. But what I think he will do, Al, is he will use a lot less players. And was making changes every game. Never named the same team once out of the 8 games he was in charge. I'm sure Sean Dyche will already know his team. Will it be Morgan Gibbs-White behind Chris Wood? Will it be Hudson-Odoi and maybe Hutchinson off the wings getting crosses in? Sangare and Anderson as your 2 centre midfielders. He'll know his back 4 already as well. I don't think he'll be making too many changes.
Okay, we're going to focus on the Scottish side in action tonight. Brendan Rodgers, Celtic, just 1 point from the first 2 Europa League games, and they found themselves 5 points behind Hearts in the SPL, and of course at the weekend they go to Edinburgh. So is Brendan under pressure? Let's find out with former Celtic defender Charlie McGrew. Charlie, morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
All right, Gabby. All right, Al. How you doing?
Yes, very good. Problems over in Govan at Ibrox, but also now problems begin to appear at Parkhead.
Yeah, it's just the same story. I spoke to you before, Al, about the final third stuff. It got a wee bit better with Tenetti and Iniacho, but back to the weekend again, 3 shots on target with 82% possession. It's far too slow and not enough kind of penetration in the final third.
Yeah. What do you think? You know, I look at Celtic, and for me, it's. I was going to say the confidence is gone, but there's no spark there for me, Charlie, at the moment. I do watch a lot of Celtic games. Okay, not at the game, but on telly, and I'm looking for spark. I'm looking for battering sides. It's not happening at the moment.
Listen, it's far too slow and pedestrian for me. I don't know. It's backwards constantly, sideways, back to the centre halves. Football annoys me a wee bit at the minute in terms of I don't see any winger taking full-backs on. Tenetti came in at a spark for a couple of games, but far too slow and backwards and controlling the play and no doing it. I mean, Dundee had 18% possession, yet had 2 shots in goal and won 2-0.
Yeah.
They just looked more of a threat than Celtic. Celtic played in front of them and went nowhere. And I understand you need to have possession and teams sit back at a team like Celtic, but you need to threaten and ask questions a lot more, put the ball in the box. It's not very good to watch. The manager said that he's not happy with it. He wants it to be, he's not asking the players to do that, but for whatever reason, that's what's happening just now, and it's nobody's happy with it.
Yeah.
Charlie, the fans aren't happy with the board. I was watching the game when I was at the Spurs stadium, and the protest after like 30 seconds, throwing all the balls onto the pitch. Do you think that's something that will happen more often? Because the Celtic fans are not happy, are they?
The fans aren't happy, Gabby. Listen, I think the fans have been at the club a lot longer than any manager or any player. The fans are a huge part of Celtic.
Yes.
They always have been. They're a huge part of any club, so they deserve to have their say and get their point across. Now, I believe that the fans groups have had meetings with the board, and I don't think the fans are still very happy. So they have to be heard somehow. Now, what I do know for a fact is it doesn't help the players. These protests, you heard the fans in the second half getting behind them. The Celtic fan notoriously getting behind the players of being like the 12th man. when they get behind the players, it definitely helps. If right now Hearts are 5 points clear, Rangers have got a new manager in, you imagine that they can't get any worse. I think they might even finish the top 6 this year. So you'd imagine they're going to get better. So Celtic fans get behind, and everybody gets united, it'll be better for the team.
Well, let's give Hearts a bit of credit here. We know Tony Bloom's some sort of involvement. The guy seems to be everything he touches, the Midas
They're
man.
not happy with me, they know, the Hearts fans.
Oh, really?
I've come out and said that they'll never be up the top there come March. They'll be 8 points adrift away from the top.
A bit Aberdeen last season, start the season.
Listen, my argument is, in my lifetime, Gabby, I've never saw a team outside Celtic and Rangers mount a title challenge.
Not Aberdeen?
I've got no... What's that?
Not Aberdeen?
No, I was there when Aberdeen put up a half challenge. I mean, I don't think we ever felt with it. Maybe gave us a wee bit of a look over our shoulder, but we were fine. And Hearts won 8 games in a row back.
So you really got to go back to Fergie's Aberdeen. But Charlie, just run out of time. Just with Celtic, Brendan, you're right. Brendan doesn't look happy. Is there a chance Brendan could walk if a big club came up in the Premiership?
I don't know. Never say never. I don't think Brendan Rodgers will leave and walk away from Celtic. He walked away before, and he'll never do it again. So I believe him in that. I think he would have to be let go by the club, or his contract would need to run out. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Charlie, so you're not going to the game Sunday?
What's that?
Are you not going to the game on Sunday?
No, I won't be there. No, the Hearts fans wouldn't let me in that stadium. They would hound me out.
Charlie, nice one.
Top man, Charlie.
Listen, Al, how was your holiday, Al?
Very nice, very quiet, very nice.
Very tan, Charlie.
You're on holiday mode there with 3 shirts, 3 buttons unbuttoned there.
Very nice, old Samuel, por favor. Lovely, paella. Very nice, thank you. Where are you going this early anyway? You a plumber now?
I might need to be soon. I'm on the way to Carnoustie to play golf.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Golf.
Nice one. Charlie, have a good
man,
game.
Charlie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
It is a couple of big games. Celtic have got to perform tonight.
Of course.
Hearts, look, Tony Bloom, as I say, Celtic should still win it. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but if you lose on Sunday and it's 8 points, then Hearts should be favourites. But tonight,
it's a battle game that with fans, it can be a little bit nasty.
Yeah, you said that yesterday. But don't forget, Sturm Graz, who Celtic are playing tonight, beat Rangers 2-1 start of October in Europa League. So I'm sure Celtic...
I think every game for Celtic at the moment, you're scratching your head saying how they're going to perform.
Exactly.
Because I said, at the moment, the urgency and the confidence is low. Definitely. Okay, coming up 7:43.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Doing what matters for the trade. Find your local branch at travisperkins.co.uk.
Right, still to come on talkSPORT Breakfast. Right, coming up, we're going to be joined in the studio by someone who will probably have a few words to say. He's got to be flying at the moment. Piers Morgan with his Arsenal. Listen, he doesn't hold back, does he?
I've seen enough. Arsenal will win the Premier League. Liverpool are overrated. They've been very lucky. You watch the next 3 months. Arsenal, I suspect, will now go on an absolute tear. Big games out the way. We are going to win the league. I wouldn't be surprised if we win it by mid-March.
We'll also be hearing from Enzo Maresca. No, Piers, come on, mid-March. No chance. We'll also be hearing from Enzo Maresca next on how delighted he was with the performance of his teenage stars. Can you really win with kids? 03 717 22 3344. That's a number to call. Chelsea fans, are you back in it? Not just Europe, but can you push Arsenal all the way? We'll discuss that next. That was a look ahead. We're good friends at Travis Perkins.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Travis Perkins. Bricks on bricks on bricks. Over 40 million available to order with delivery to site. That's one less thing to worry about.
10 minutes to 8 o'clock, talkSPORT breakfast. What a life, Charlie, on his way to Knuckle to play golf.
Must be nice, mustn't it?
McCoy is out all the time golfing. If he's not flying in a plane, heading to games, he's golfing.
Bit of 6-a-side football on a Friday morning.
Now and again he does. Now and again. I'd love to see him run about.
Goal hanging, I reckon now. 100%.
talkSPORT breakfast now. Time to take a look at today's top headlines. Thanks to our good friends and a great cause, Movember.
Get ready with Movember on talkSPORT. The moustache is calling. Grow and mow, raise funds, save lives. Sign up now at Movember.com.
Florian Wirtz registered 2 assists, his first since Community Shield, and Liverpool's 5-1 away win in northern Germany in Frankfurt. Borough, we should talk about the Championship, moved to within a point of Coventry at the top of the Championship as a Morgan Whittaker goal won it in a near-empty Hillsborough against Sheffield Wednesday. Oh, shame that is. Big stadium. A great night for the Chelsea teenagers who played a major role in a 5-1 thrashing of Ajax at Stamford Bridge last night. Enzo Maresco praised his young talent after the game.
It's a special night for the club, for the young players. I think, Gio already scored for Chelsea 5-6 goals last year in conference. Tai already scored also in the Premier League. Estevao exactly the same. I think overall it was a great night, especially for these young players and for the club.
That's one thing that Chelsea do have, Gab. They've got some great kids coming through.
Oh, of course they have.
They're a young squad, aren't they? So you've got to look over the next 4 or 5 years, Chelsea to be right up there challenging for quite a lot.
They should be. But Estavo, I really like. Cole Palmer's a massive player for Chelsea. He's out injured at the moment, but he's a player that will step up. Score for Brazil as well in the recent international breakout. Top player, and their youngsters will shine, definitely.
That was a look at today's top headlines thanks to Movember. Sign up now at Movember.com.
Get ready with Movember on talkSPORT. Grow moustache, raise funds, save lives, and change the face of men's health. Sign up now at Movember.com.
Right, 7:51. Who needs Jude? Well, Real Madrid did last night. Craig Hope. Craig, a very, very good morning. Oh, he's not on. Sorry. Right, we'll try and... by the way, Jude, we were talking about him all last week, weren't we?
Yes.
And it was all sort of negative. He comes back into Real Madrid's side and bounces straight back.
Yeah, I've seen the goal. It was a tap-in. I think it was off the post, or keeper saved it, and Jude tapped it in. But... listen, we said it before, Al. We've said it for the last 6 weeks. Like, Jude Bellingham has been out with a bad injury. He's got himself back into fitness. And some really important games coming up. Last night, it would have been great for him to get that goal. Big game on Sunday, El Clasico against Barcelona. Jude Bellingham will be in the England squad without a shadow of doubt.
Well, that's what annoys me, Gab. You've got a young guy with fantastic talent. I remember when he left Birmingham, I thought, that's ridiculous money paying for a kid.
Yeah.
But no, they were right. Brilliant when he went to Dortmund. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And yet, there we were, not we, but people were slagging him off a few weeks ago and saying, England don't need him. And, oh, come on, he's a youngster playing in one of the biggest, if not the biggest league in the world.
The problem is because of Thomas Tuchel's comments.
Exactly. What is he doing?
Yeah, and he knows that maybe it's the language barrier, but he shouldn't have said those comments because everyone jumped on the bandwagon then of like, it's been such an amazing couple of camps now and everyone's together and everyone's friends and you don't need Bellingham there because he's going to ruin that. Nonsense. Bellingham will speak to the manager. He's probably on the phone to the manager all the time having a laugh about what the media are saying and the made-up stories about, Thomas Tuchel and Bellingham, I'm not sure he'll be in the squad. Yes, he will. Bellingham will be in the squad.
Does Thomas laugh?
I reckon he does, yeah. I've heard he does contact the players a lot.
Ah, right.
Yeah, he's in touch with the players a lot, Al. But I would imagine as well, Jude Bellingham will be in the squad in November. Will he start the first game? Maybe not. Will he come on for 2030? Yes, he will. Will he start in the World Cup? Nobody knows. There's a long time to go before the World Cup. So let's stop trying to make false headlines about Jude Bellingham. Pick someone else to make your silly headlines about. There's no problem between Thomas Tuchel and Bellingham. He's playing for the biggest club in the world, Real Madrid. Say no more.
We talk about Haaland's goals, but what about this guy, Harry Kane? Meanwhile, scored his 20th goal in 12 games last night, meaning he's faster to 20 in a season than Messi and Ronaldo have been. What about that?
And there was a game on the weekend, I think it was in the Bundesliga, where he dropped back into midfield. I think it was Nicholas Jackson that played as a striker, and he was having fun now. He was pinging balls left, right and centre. You know what he likes to do? Drop off. But he was actually started in that position last night, back as a striker, got a tap in at the back post. But it's his finishing. When Harry Kane runs through on goal, Al, you know it's a goal. It's not even a question. Left foot, right foot. The goals that he scored for England in recent months as well. Great finishes. Top player.
Right, if you look out the window, you see the drizzle, it's cold, it's dark. If you feel a little lift, right, here's a chance to win talkSPORT's biggest cash prize ever, as you play to win up to £100,000, completely tax-free. Plus, you get to visit talkSPORT Towers on Thursday, the 13th of November, to play for that incredible cash prize. How'd you enter? Listen up.
18 plus UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 6th of November at 4 p.m. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
Yeah, that would be nice, Gab. We'd give someone £100,000.
Lovely.
Eh?
Of course.
For Christmas, what an early Christmas present that would be.
Last a long time as well.
That'd make no difference to you, but to some people out there, Gab.
Behave, Al. I'd retire if I won that, mate.
Yeah, I'm sure you would.
Retire.
Just a reminder, there's rain delay over in on talkSPORT 2. It's New Zealand against England. New Zealand 8 for no wickets, but rain has stopped play. This is the third T20 international. I might have said one day earlier. T20. The third one, England won up, of course. Coming up, we're going to be joined by a man who won the Champions League with Liverpool, Didi Hamann. Didi will tell us whether his team is really better without Mo Salah, I'm talking about. Yeah, that's coming next.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park, and don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards, so do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows, but as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
3 minutes after 8 o'clock, talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby and Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Now on the way for you this morning. After Spurs held on for a 0-0 draw in Monaco last night, former Tottenham defender Chrissy Hughton will join us to give his assessment of Thomas Frank's first 2 months in charge. Gabby's called Richarlison's performance pathetic this morning. Do you agree? Spurs fans, 03717 223344 is the number to call. I watched it. I thought it was a hard watch last night. I really did. And we'll be having some fun with the fans' favourite, Genie Gab. Don't miss that one. God, dear, you know what you can do with that, Ed. All that to come and much, much more. But now it's been quite the week for the English clubs. Up in the big one, the Champions League.
The Champions League is back this midweek on the talkSPORT network. Well, he's got it again. Baltimore playing him in. Gordon rolling it in. It's Barnes! It's 3! And 3 points on Tyneside. A match Newcastle really had to win.
And guess who? Erling Haaland rifles it home.
There is just no stopping
Erling Braut Haaland.
Comprehensive Manchester City performance, back to where we'd expect them to be.
Arsenal from a set piece yet again, but listen, they've been so effective from them.
It's now Arsenal 4, Atletico Madrid 0. Victor Gyökeres at the double.
Tessa, what a save on the line from Vicario. Kept it out again superbly.
Without their goalkeeper, definitely would come away with nothing.
Monaco 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
The first time I've watched him live, Esteval, what a player. He is toying with the Ajax defence. Chelsea 5, Ajax 1.
Dominic Szoboszlai, 25 yards out, drills it into the bottom corner and gets Liverpool a fit. What a response from Arne Slot's team.
5-1, job done. A Liverpool back?
Yeah, that's right. Of the 6 English clubs in the Champions League, 5-1 with Spurs, the only team to drop points away in Monaco. Newcastle were emphatic on Tuesday against Mourinho's Benfica. City professional as ever against Villarreal. And Liverpool bounced back to winning ways last night. A big 3-5-1, a thumping 5-1 win. Liverpool fans, let's hear from you. You're better off without Mo Salah at the moment and Isak. 03717 223344. That's the number. Gives a call. Peter's a Liverpool fan. Peter, very good morning.
Good morning, Peter.
Good morning, Al. Morning, Gabby.
Pete, what do you make of it all? They needed a big victory, and that was just the boost that you needed.
Yeah, it was a cracking performance. Probably the best one we've had this season up to yet. Everything sort of clicked into place going forward, especially. Still a little bit of doubt at the back. Because they got through too easy for their goal. But I'm sure he can sort that out. I thought Robbo made the difference at the back.
Yes.
I thought he was brilliant. He was mobile, he'd thrown tackles in. The ball he played for Ekitiki's goal was unbelievable. But you were saying about Salah as well, about Salah getting left out. I think it could be the kick up the jacksie that he needs.
Yeah, something's not right, Peter. Something's not right with him at the moment. It looks as if he's drained the confidence, which is remarkable.
I'm not so sure it's a confidence thing, Al. I think losing Jota was worse for him than any of the others, because him and Jota were very, very close. Very close. And I think it's affected him. You could see that game that we played where he was on the pitch at the end and the man was in tears. I mean, he was absolutely destroyed by it. And I think it's taken him a little bit longer than the others to get over. But he'll get there because he's a class player. You don't become a bum overnight.
No.
You don't. He's brilliant.
Peter, I wouldn't be surprised if he scores the winner against Brentford. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
No, I wouldn't be so. I mean, I think if it depends on Isak. If the injury is only a minor one, if it's a little one, I mean, if it's a couple of days to get over, I think he may start with the same front two, and then bring Salah on. But I mean, Salah's got to learn that he's not undroppable.
Yeah.
Despite how brilliant he is, he's got to learn. He's not undroppable.
It won't be easy at Brentford, so we'll see how that goes under the lights at Brentford. That's a tricky game. Liverpool.
Thank you, Peter.
On the metal. Peter, thank you. So join us now to bring us all the latest. Someone who won the Champions League with Liverpool. I wonder what he's thought of the past few weeks. Didi Hamann is with us. Didi, a very good morning, Didi.
Good morning, Didi.
Morning, Alan. Morning, Gabby.
Yeah, it's a strange one at the moment, Didi. Arsenal looking really, really strong. City coming back, and Liverpool at 6s and 7s, although last night will give them a much-needed boost.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, the Premier League, they've got to make sure they keep tabs on the top two, Arsenal and City. But yeah, it was a big step forward because it was probably the first convincing performance they had all season. They won games without playing well. And obviously had that run of 4 defeats now. And I think a big boost for the confidence. And obviously Wirtz getting his first couple of assists, I think will be a lot of weight off his shoulders. And hopefully we see the best of him now. Yeah,
I like Ekitike when he first came. And that's the type of service that he requires. You know, it's a beautiful through ball. He uses his power, his pace, and then a calm finish. Lovely goal.
No, a great goal. And as the caller just said, a brilliant ball by Robertson. I feel he should be in the team now because Kirkes has been struggling since he came to the club.
Yes.
Well, then again, as you know, Gabby will probably know better than me and yourself as well. When you've got 40, 50 yards, he's still got the pace, obviously, to get away from the defender. It's a long time to think about what you're going to do. But as you say, it's a very calm finish, and he's just a class act.
Yes, composed, wasn't he? Didi, I want to ask you about Wirtz, because you will know about him and his journey so far. When I watch him, he looks so, elegant on the ball, outside of the foot passes, enjoying his football, even though the outside noise of not performing and a flop signing, he will come good, won't he, at Liverpool?
Well, there's no guarantee, Gabby. I always say Veron came to the Premier League, I think, 20 odd years ago, and he lasted one season. He came as the best midfielder, so there's no guarantee things going to work out. But I just think he's too good to fail, because he's such a good player, and what he's done at Leverkusen. He carried the team to the league, to the cup, and obviously a lot of weight on his shoulders with a big transfer fee. And hopefully yesterday was a turning point. The only thing I would say. The games in the Champions League are not as frantic and quickly and physical as it is in the Premier League. He's got to show that form in the Premier League as well. He hasn't done it so far. He showed glimpses, and as Al said, it's a tough game on Saturday, because Brentford, I watched him Monday night against a poor West Ham, and they've been very impressive. So hopefully he can carry on Saturday.
Didi, just looking at Champions League, Paris they're the team to beat for me. Paris, Real Madrid had a good win, Inter up there, but what about Bayern? Could this look? Harry's in great form, 20 goals.
He has.
Could Bayern make a Champions League final this year?
Well, they're probably one of the hottest, if not the hottest property in European football. They won 12 games now. I think the record stands at 13. AC Milan years ago. They can obviously equal that on Saturday. They've beaten some good teams. Obviously, they've been very impressive against Chelsea in the Champions League. But as we know, they've got a pretty thin squad, and you've got to need all your players. They've got to be on form in March, April, May. It's a long time. At the moment, I'd say yes, but I'd still say that if you look at Arsenal and Paris, they're probably a bit better equipped than Bayern.
Now we're going to Man City, Didi. I looked at their bench yesterday, and Pep Guardiola was very happy with how players have come back from injury. You look at Aït-Nouri, Aki, Foden, O'Reilly, Kovacic, Bob, Reinders, Shirky and Marmouche as their bench with Trafford in goal. He's looking a lot stronger now, isn't it, as a squad, Manchester City?
Now they have. I think they really bought well in the summer. Shirky and Reinders look very good players. I think the question will be what happens with Rodri. I'm not sure whether they can get to the heights they've been to without him after his injury, crucial ligament injury. Some players came back. They've never been the same. I think that's a big question, whether Rodri comes back. If they get him to anywhere near where he was, I think City is probably a team you have to think about as well.
Yeah. Arsenal, how impressed have you been with Arsenal, Didi?
Well, you look at Bayern Munich and they're just free-flowing. They score goals, free-flowing football. Now, what I like with Arsenal is what they haven't had for the last, 10, 15 years. They're functional. And obviously, they've got the best defence in the Premier League, maybe the best defence in the Champions League as well. They don't concede many goals. I think they only conceded 3 or 4 so far in all competitions. And when you do that with the quality they've got going forward, they added Eze, a class player. I just feel they're the team to beat in the Premier League and maybe even in the Champions League. Unless they do it, it's very hard to say they're going to do it. But if they don't win a big title this year, meaning the Premier League or the Champions League, I don't think they get a better chance than this year.
It's when you're so good defensively, isn't it, Didi, when you conceded 3 goals in the Premier League and you've got a threat going forward as well, plus set pieces. It all adds well, doesn't it, together?
No, absolutely. And I always say that, and I think that's been Liverpool's downfall since the start of the season, that they didn't defend well. Because, as a forward, if you've got a good defence, you can try things. If you lose a ball, it doesn't matter because you've got 4 or 5 players behind you who will help you out and a very good goalkeeper. And I think that's the base. If you want to win titles, you need a settled and a solid defence. And they've got the best in the league. They probably had it last season. And that's really the key to winning titles. They got that now, and this is why I think that you've got to take them serious in all competitions this season.
Yep, Didi, great to talk again.
Thank you very much,
Thank you, my friend. Didi Hamann there. Liverpool in 3rd at the moment, but that was much better last night, wasn't it, in the Champions League? Okay, coming up, What is Gabby's happy place? Is it having a coffee with Jack Grealish? Is it reading a good book on the south coast of Bournemouth, a magazine maybe? Is it losing in the paddle court against Simon Jordan? Or there's a big game coming up with Simon Jordan? We'll find out next. should have moved that clock, Gabby. Something's bothering me here in the studio.
Yeah, they've moved it, mate.
They haven't they?
Yeah,
Keep
why?
looking there, and it's there.
Why though?
To see the time.
No, but why have they moved it?
I have no idea. Okay, 8:20 on talkSPORT. A bit of Farrell and Happy there to bring a bit of joy to you this morning. Why are we playing it? I tell you, it's murder out there.
Farrell.
It's dark, it's horrible.
Farrell.
Oh, sorry, what did I call
You
him?
called him Foul?
No, I didn't. Farrell.
No, you didn't.
I called him Farrell.
Farrell.
Where's he from then?
United States of America.
Well, no, what state?
I don't know.
Is it one of the, what do you say, 8 states, Gabby?
I can get it down to 8 states. Legend though, Farrell, not Farrell.
One-hit wonder. One-hit wonder. Well, I've spotted a story in the papers titled Sip, Sip, Hooray! The first sip of tea, a family Sunday roast, and eating a takeaway has been voted as the nation's favourite happy places. Right, let's start. Sip of tea? You're not a tea.
I'm not really,
Well, I'm
mate.
not a tea.
No.
My wife drinks a lot of tea. I don't drink.
Not at all, to be honest.
Sunday roast, yeah.
Yes.
Problem is we have about 13 round the table now. By the time you get it, it's cold. And eating a takeaway. I love a bit of Chinese takeaway.
Only when it's a good one though, Al. Some bad ones out there.
Yeah, but
you have to find a good one.
You live in it.
Yeah, you got a good one in your countryside estate?
Have I got a good... Yeah, Hadley, the Chinese, pretty good.
Lovely.
And Capel, the Indians. Yeah, we're pretty lucky. It's okay.
Lucky,
yeah,
mate. Lucky in the countryside.
Yeah, now, so where's your happy place to go? Down on the south coast with Mrs. A?
You know what my happy place is, Al? Playing paddle in the sun.
You've got a game coming up with your partner, Simon John.
Apparently, but Simon's trying to play trying to be silly and say that I'm not good enough to play with him.
Well, he may have a point, because I spoke to Benty about you, Gab, and he said he let me down and Simon doesn't want Gabby to let him down.
But I'm still learning the game, Al. Simon's been playing for 15 years, he says. Simon was playing in Qatar during the World Cup with Gabriel Batistuta and the PSG chairman and this player, Roberto Carlos. And, yes, he's playing with very, very top.
I could tell just the way he hits the ball that he can play.
He's very good. But we're going to play, I think, Andy Goldstein, who 100% can't play paddle. So he's getting smashed. And then Benty's on Andy's team. So I think me and Simon will do him.
Do you?
With
and
ease.
This is out in Canary Wharf sometime.
I think so, yeah. I think it's in a few weeks.
Whereabouts is the court there?
Next to JP Morgan.
Yeah, I know where it is, yeah.
Yeah, Palladium. Oh, imagine the rent there.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine the rent, Al.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, from paddle to odds. Let's get the latest odds now with Coral. And here comes Steve-O.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Now, I can't really imagine Steve-O playing paddle. Steve-O, have you ever had a game?
No, I don't think
Do you know what? I love tennis. Played a lot of tennis, particularly when I was younger. But I've not tried this paddle. Maybe we will. Maybe myself and Simon will get together and have a Coral team against you and Simon Jordan. Gab, how do you feel about that?
Let's do it, mate. Let's do it. We can get somewhere in Birmingham.
Well,
I know you love Birmingham so much.
I could see where
Let's
you
play there.
schooled. Steve-O, where you schooled as a kid, was it real tennis you played?
Oh, that's a game, by the way. That's a crazy game, isn't it?
That is a brutal game indeed.
Yes.
Yeah,
Confusing.
That's a cross between everything. But there is a paddle court actually by the Coral HQ out in Stratford, not far away at all. So, yeah, we might get into that. But surely you can beat Simon Jordan. Gab, you're an athlete.
Oh,
Come
no,
on.
Simon, I've seen him, honestly, when you see someone warming up, I thought he can play.
Do you know what, Steve? We played the game, me and Bentley versus Simon and this other lad. And then Simon turned up late. Then he started hitting the ball, and I was like, uh-oh. I'm thinking, this old man can't beat me. No way I'm going to be able to get round quicker than him, but he absolutely annihilated
Do you know
us.
who beat me at tennis once, Steve? And I'll never forget it as long as I live. And I was quite fit then. I just finished football.
Yeah.
And it was at Jeremy Hindley's yard on the Berry Road at Newmarket. Do you remember Charles Benson, the scout?
Of course. Robert Sangster's great, mate.
He beat me 6-4 one set.
Did he?
And I'd game point, set point, game point against him. And he saved it, and he went on to beat me 6-4. And all the lads were coming back from riding work, and they were jeering. I didn't realise Charles Benson, as a kid, played junior Wimbledon.
Oh, there we go. Because Charles Benson would have been quite a big chap at the time.
He was, but his shots, it was like squash when you keep the tee.
Yeah.
And you just not, your positional sense, and you've got depth of your shots. And he done me. I was gutted. It ruined my day.
You have to get a rematch, Joe.
No, I saw that. I'd have to dig him up. Yeah, so I did, Steve-O. It ruined my day, honestly. Anyway, Newmarket, it was any good racing at Newmarket yesterday?
Oh, God, I didn't watch Newmarket yesterday with everything else going on. Breeders' Cup entries were out. We've got Minnie Hawk, the ARC runner-up. She's favourite for the Breeders' Cup turf. Notable speech for Godolphin. He'll be a hot favourite for the Breeders' Cup mile. And then, obviously, we're back at Cheltenham for 2 days, starting tomorrow.
Are you there?
Well, we're hoping we might have a Coral Racing Club run at All the Glory, trained by John, Joe and AJ O'Neill.
Lovely.
It's either going to run at Cheltenham on Saturday or Aintree on Sunday, so she's really exciting. But we've also got the season's final Group 1 on the flat here, the Futurity Trophy up at Doncaster. Aidan O'Brien farms this race. He had loads in at the 5-day stage, so we'll see what he declares in the next hour or so there. So, yeah, lots of
I may be
good
watching
racing.
from Tats on Monday. It's the horses and training sale.
Well, I mean, Noozles, again, were the biggest consigners, the biggest sellers at the Big Book 1 recently.
Oh, Steve, they've got a big wine club coming out. Because, Graham planted, I forget how many acres of beautiful vine, and I'm told it's really nice. So they've got a wine club coming out. So I'm going to have a little look at that.
It's a different world, Gab, isn't it, to the one you and I inhabit?
Yeah, this countryside life, it's what I dream of, Steve, one day.
Listen, talking of Graham, the news zone, he's a big Spurs fan, obviously. Spurs were the one English team that let the punters down this week in the Champions League. Everyone else, the 5 English clubs, I mean, brilliant, scoring for fun. What does it mean for the Champions League betting? Not a lot. It's as you were. PSG favourites, rightly, in my opinion, Gab. Yes. The reigning champions,
Definitely.
9-2. Arsenal 5-1. Barca 13-2. Liverpool 7. Bayern Munich 15-2. Real Madrid 8. Man City. I mean, it's
8 Real Madrid. Ooh.
8 Real Madrid beat Juventus last night. Chelsea are in there at 18-1. I have to say, I am a thorough fan of this new format of the Champions League. I think the entertainment we've had this week, it's going to take some time, obviously, to establish, but the point is, Liverpool showed last year, you don't have to win the league stage, do you? You've just got to be in the mix.
We've got a big listening audience, and sometimes we ignore it in Scotland. Celtic and Rangers in action tonight.
Absolutely.
How do we bet tonight? Because it's a massive listening up there, honestly.
Yes, it is.
People say you don't talk about it enough. I said, it's nothing to do with me. It's my dopey Stoke City producer. So, how do we bet tonight?
It's hard out. Both the old firm teams. 5-2 Rangers travelling to Norway, is it? Brann,
yes.
Isn't it? Is in Norway. Brann just a shade over even money favourites. Brann, which tells you the form or the lack of form Rangers are in. 13-5 the draw. And for Celtic, Al, the fans not happy at the weekend, but surely they'll get behind them tonight. 8-15, so they are odds on to beat the Austrian Sturm Graz, who are
2 draws, Steve.
5-1. Oh, you love a draw, don't you? Yeah. 17-5 the Celtic draw. Hold on, 13-5 the other draw. The double comes in at around
10-1. 15.
Just shy of 15-1, Gab.
Fancy a bit that, Al?
No.
Why?
Celtic will win.
Okay.
Al's never going to back Rangers to draw or win, Gab, is he? Come on, get with it. Now, Gab, Aston Villa.
Yes.
Favourites to win the Europa League. 9-2 favourites to win the Europa League. You've hit form now. You're 4-9, 9-4 on to win in...
Tough game.
Head Eagles in Holland, isn't it?
Yeah.
11-2.
They'll beat them.
Where in Holland is it, Steve?
So, because you tell me, Gab.
Al?
I was going to say north of Holland. Okay. I have played against Go Ahead Eagles in a. I can't remember. It was a pre-season tournament. Yeah, I do. I do know that. I do know of them, but obviously,
not enough.
Ajax, who are both struggling, whereas PSV had a big, impressive win, didn't they?
Scored 6.
What about Steve? Also, Forest, big game tonight, Porto.
This is the closest on the betting. Obviously, Sean Dyche in, 3rd manager of the season. Porto would have done their scouting, presumably, when Ange was manager. Mm-hmm. So they won't know what to expect tonight. 6-4 Nottingham Forest. So just favourites at home. 9-5 Porto. 9-4 the draw. It's going to be fascinating seeing how Sean Dyche goes. I read an interview with him. You know, he's about, oh, you know, the fashion. He's always played his style of football. All he cares about is winning. And that's all Nottingham Forest fans surely will care about tonight.
Steve-O, a bit of not a curveball, but hopefully you can pick it up for us quickly. Relegation in the Premier. I'm just looking at the table here. Sunderland doing remarkably well. Up there in 7th now. We're forgetting that. Brilliant. What about, who's the 3 to go down at the moment, according to Coral?
Well, interestingly, only Burnley of the relegated sides, and even they're not, they're not in the bottom 3 at the moment. They're 4 to 11, so it does look a struggle for them. But Wolves 2 to 1 on, Al. West Ham fans not going to want to hear this. They are the 3rd team currently odds on to be relegated. We know obviously how West Ham fans feel about things. Then there's 3 teams: Leeds, Nottingham Forest, Sunderland, all 9 to 4. Wolves are 1 to 2, 2 to 1 on. So we think they're in a bit of trouble. But Sunderland and Leeds, I think, have started brilliantly. And I think a repeat of last year when the 3 promoted teams went straight back down. I don't think we're going to see that this year.
There's no easy games.
Well, Leeds West Ham at the weekend's a massive game. Whereas Sunderland, they've got they're away to Chelsea, so that's tricky. But that's a big game, Leeds against West Ham. And Leeds will fancy that.
We've got a break, mate.
I don't care. Steve-O, thank you.
Thank you, Steve-O.
Have a great day, Steve-O.
Cheers, fellas.
Stokey says break. 8:30.
The Coral Daily Download on talkSPORT with Coral. We're here for the fans this season. 18 plus, gambleaware.org.
Premier League's profit and sustainability rules are sold to us as financial fair play, a way to keep clubs from going bust. But there are those who feel it's starting to look a lot like a system that protects the big boys and keeps the rest in their lane. Here's how it works and why people feel that way. So clubs can only lose 105 million quid over 3 years, which sounds fair, but here's the kicker. Your limit includes how much you earn. So if you're one of the traditional top 6, you've got massive global revenue streams and you can spend way more while still technically following the rules. Meanwhile, ambitious clubs like Newcastle, Villa or Forest, well, they're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Newcastle might be backed by Saudi billions, but they just can't splurge the cash. Their commercial income isn't there yet. Last season, they won their first domestic trophy since 1955 and qualified for the Champions League, which you'd think would be a great springboard for them to go on and start building a team to challenge at the very top. But because of PSR restraints, they couldn't break their wage structure for a new Alexander Isak contract, and look what happened there. So what's the solution? will either loosen the reins so ambitious clubs can spend within their means, or cap spending based on something other than revenue. Otherwise, we're just watching the same 6 teams swapping silverware most seasons, and that, folks, ain't what the Premier League was built on.
Where'd you go on the break?
I was speaking to the producers, Al.
About what?
We want to talk about what's coming on next and stuff, yeah?
Why can't you read your script?
Because, you know, things might change and they might have something else they want to add to it, you know.
If they did, they come and tell us.
Yeah, they're not like coming in
tell
here.
me.
They've got lazy, Al.
Have they?
Yeah.
What do you mean they've got lazy?
What do you mean? They've always been lazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Once they get that hot seat, you know, that's it. I think they've made it, don't they?
Teenagers for you, mate.
Yeah. 8:36, talkSPORT breakfast with me and Gabby, and Arnold Clark gets $7.50 off any used electric car or home charger. Now, it wasn't smooth sailing, oh God, for Tottenham last night, was it? In the French Riviera, in the Principality, but just they got away with it.
And 2 successive draws for Tottenham Hotspur in the Champions League, but they will be delighted to have a point out of this game, just as they were in the Arctic Circle a couple of weeks ago, because Monaco tested them and tested them again tonight. And if it wasn't for Vicario between the sticks for Thomas Frank's men tonight, it could have been a very, very different story.
Monaco be thinking, how on earth did we not win that game? 23 shots to 11, 8-2 on target. And whether your religion is expected goals or not, and it's not mine, but it does tell you a story. Expected goals of 2.5 for Monaco, not even 1 for Spurs.
It was a game where relatively even first half, and then a second half where I think Monaco was better than us, where we didn't hit the performance we want.
It's Monaco 0, Tottenham Hotspur 0.
Yeah, I was trying to say to myself this morning, don't be too harsh on Spurs at the moment. 6 in the Premier, and if you look at the Champions League at the moment, 15th. So things are okay, but I was so disappointed last night.
I think it's performances, isn't it? I mean, like you says there, where they are in the league, but the game against Bournemouth at home, very poor.
You just don't know what you're going to get with them.
Wolves at home, really poor. I don't know how Wolves ended up getting a draw in that game and not winning. Aston Villa, poor. Last night, very poor again, and players not working hard, players not stopping the shot.
We're talking of that.
Yep.
Where do we start with Richarlison? Do we, you know, he looks so miserable, honestly, doesn't he? You know, he has his frosties in the morning, smiles, and that's it for the day. He come off, his face was tripping him. And I'm like, what's his problem? Is it because he's getting not the service he requires? Is he making runs and not getting the early ball? What is his problem, Gab?
Al, I've never been a fan, to be honest. I mean, at Everton, he was a handful at times, and the Everton fans loved him. But at Spurs, I just think on his day, when he's at it, he can be a pest and you can score a screamer like he did at the start of the season. This season so far, he's got 3 goals, 1 assist, but 2 of those goals are in the first game of the season against Burnley. I'm looking at him yesterday and I'm like, you're not just going to stay on the pitch when you're not performing. You're not working hard. You're not holding the ball up. You're not creating anything. And then when he comes off for Mrouani, who I thought was more of a handful up front, more of a presence as a number 9, and he's sulking and he's got anger in his eyes, and I'm thinking, you're not doing anything. Like, Thomas Frank's not going to just play you. Don't forget, Thomas Frank was ready to get rid of him. I'm sure he was.
Well, I'm going to say it again, Gab, as well. I think Spurs midfield is bang average. The balance, if you look at individuals, what they've done, they're decent players, but they're just not pulling together. They're not playing together.
Paulinho can put tackles in. Bentancur, Bergvall, Sarr. They've got decent players in there, but like all Spurs fans, are confused why Sarr's not playing. Started off the season very well.
He's got legs, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's been dropped. He's aggressive. He's got legs. He can score a goal as well. He's got to figure that out. And Simmons has been playing as a number 10, but he's not really showed anything yet. It's still early. Do you put him onto the left-hand side on the weekend against Everton and bring in Sarr to play with Bentancur and Paulinho?
Yeah, well, it's Thomas Frank now. I don't know if he's one of these managers or coaches who looks ahead, but let me just give, if there's Tottenham fans out there nodding their heads, or some might be totally disagreeing with us, just let me give you the run of games coming up now after last night. Everton away will not be easy. Newcastle away, the League Cup, certainly not easy. Chelsea home, Chelsea Spurs is always a horrible fixture.
Fancy Chelsea.
Copenhagen home, yes. Man United at Old Trafford, Arsenal at the Emirates, and Paris Saint-Germain away in Paris. They're going to have to pick up quick.
And as well, Al, you look at Van der Ven, I think he's been fantastic. You always back Van der Ven to win a race against anybody, but Romero missed a couple of games now. I'm not sure about Danso. Jed Spence has been decent this season, but the last few games he's not been at those levels either. So they've got a lot of work to do. And with the atmosphere that I witnessed on Sunday, I'm sure when Chelsea head to the Spurs Stadium, Al,
the
Spurs fans need to pick it up because they'll need them. Because Chelsea are look up last night, scoring 5. Young players, Gittins, Estavo, looking like bright prospects.
I agree.
So it's going to be tough.
Tottenham worry me a little bit, they do. And as I said last night, I was more disappointed than, I thought, come on, you're better than this. Let's say very good morning to former great player and manager, of course, Chrissy Hughton joins us now. Chrissy, morning.
Good morning, Chrissy.
Morning, Al. Morning, Gabby.
How are you? Chrissy, I don't know if you watched last night. Were you as frustrated as I was?
Yes, I did watch last night, and yes, it was a frustrating evening, which was a little bit of a surprise because probably on their form this season, they've probably been better away from home than what they have been at home. So yeah, probably a little bit surprised. I think they've got away with it. Of course, apart from Vicario's brilliance. Then I think they come away, of course, with a defeat.
Chrissy, I listened to Glenn yesterday. We spoke to Glenn, who obviously was co-commentating, and he fancied a tough game. He fancied a draw. If we get a point, I'll be happy. And I thought, Spurs should be, I just felt Tottenham should be better than that. If it was PSG, yeah. Monaco, I expected Spurs to perform well and beat them.
No, but I think what you have to do, Alice, I think you've got to give Monaco credit. I think they've got a lot of ability in the team. They are playing at home. They haven't had the best of starts in this campaign. So for them, it was against a Spurs side that have been a little bit up and down this season, and I think they knew that. Probably the surprise for me was that I think on the two sides of it, I think they didn't create enough good opportunities, but I think probably the big surprise was the amount of opportunities that Spurs allowed, a good Monaco side. And when you look at this Spurs side, particularly in midfield, it's a very stable midfield, very solid midfield. So I was surprised with the amount of opportunities that Monaco got.
Yeah. You're spot on there, Chris. 23 shots they had, Monaco, and it just looked quite easy. A couple of passes and get a shot off. A couple of passes, get a shot off. Aston Villa, Buendia and Rodgers goals, shots from outside the box. No one trying to close the ball down. I think have we football become a game where I don't fancy to score from there, have a shot. But the quality now, and they've always been quality, of course. A player scoring from outside the box.
Well, I think that's the game, but I think it's allowing opposition into those areas to have them opportunities, and a big part of that is how good are you on the ball, and I think probably Spurs at the moment, I think they're still with the manager, who I think is a fabulous manager, and I think they're still finding their way, still trying to get that right balance in the team, but certainly last night they didn't hold the ball well enough. They didn't have the bulk of possession that I think that they needed to really stop a good Monaco side having them opportunities. And I think that they're a side that are still striving to get that real sort of fluency and balance in the team. But the coach has been there for a short period of time, and at this moment, it's been a good start.
Chrissy, do you, as a manager, Chris, do you look at when things are? Listen, I mentioned earlier, Spurs 6th in the Premier League and 15th in the Champions League. Do you look ahead to some of the games? Because I've just rattled off a few of Tottenham's forthcoming fixtures. They have to go to Everton, have to go to Newcastle League Cup, Chelsea home, Copenhagen home, then Man United home, Arsenal away, PSG away. Oh dear, there's some tough games coming up for Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, there are tough games. I think overall, yes, you look forward to them challenges. But I think when you've got the quality of games coming up, you're also hopeful that some of your better players that are injured at the moment get through that period and are fit. And I think when you're missing the likes of Solanke and Muani, who's really sort of finding his feet, Zuma, Maddison's obviously longer term, it makes that task even tougher.
Yeah,
and that means, and that's when your players that are playing, the ones that are playing well and consistent, your Kuduses and sort of missing Romero last night. That's when they've got to step up to the plate. But you still always look forward to them challenges. They're big games, and as a player, they're the type of games that you always want to play in.
Chrissy, just away from Spurs to Forest now. Sean Dyche at Forest. Incredible. The owner, the chairman, you were manager when he was the boss there. Doesn't mess about, does he? Whereas I just feel that Sean will be his own man regardless of who owns the football club. Can you see that relationship blossoming? Or is there going to be problems? Will Sean be too, what's the word? Will he be too set in his own ways to take any nonsense from an owner?
I think with all relationships, it always blossoms better when the results are good. I think as regards the role itself, I think it's a really good role for Sean. I think there are so many things that fit very well. The fact that they've brought him in this period of time, I think I think particularly with the media now, there are no surprises, and I think even before Ange went, I think the writing was almost on the wall from some of the things that we were hearing. But I think certainly the position that the club are in at the moment and where they are in the league, somebody like Sean and Sean's past and the good jobs that he's done, the background that he has and his staff, at this moment, I think it's a perfect fit. But Al, it's always, and Gabby, it's always about results.
Yeah.
And if results improve, and they're doing well and there's a good feel in the team, then relationships always become easier.
Let's hope he gets more than 5 Premier League games.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he will. And as I said, I think he's a very, very good manager, very experienced manager. Yes. And I think he'll walk in there and give them a little bit of a bounce.
Chrissy, great to speak again, pal. Take care. See you soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Al. Thanks, Gabby.
Chrissy Hughton there. It's interesting. Yeah, because you've got... I've got to be quick here because we're breaking. But the owner who's so strong, and this is my club, I do what I like. Whereas you get Sean, who won't bend over, as in, I better do what the chairman says. I can't see him being like that. He'll do what he thinks is right for the club and for him.
When the owner come on the pitch and sort of had a go at Nuno, Sean Dyche won't have that.
Okay, coming up, right, what we got? We have Genie Gab coming up. Don't shake your hand. And then Piers Morgan coming up. We'll talk about book, we'll talk about the Arsenal, we'll talk about everything with Piers. 12 minutes to 9.
Superstar Breakfast preview on talkSPORT with Benchmarks Kitchens and Joinery. Get trade prices on kitchens to suit all styles and budgets at Benchmarks.
Okay, the cricket has restarted down under New Zealand. New Zealand, it was rain stopped play with New Zealand 8 for no wickets. Now, I think it's 9 for no wickets, although that might have been another one there. So, just a restart down in New Zealand. Right, talkSPORT Breakfast with Gabby. Right, over on talkSPORT 2, it looks like we're getting some cricket. England, New Zealand. Don't forget, it's the third T20 International. Just download the app and swipe right for that one. Let's have a bit of magic with, here we go, he loves this. A bit of this.
Got an issue? Why can't you see? All you need is some help from me. Give my lamp a rub. 1, 2, 3. I'm the Gabby Genie. Josh, hate it. Oh, my headphones are off.
Right, as we all know, every good genie is able to grant 3 wishes with a magic rump of the lamp. And Genie Gab is no different. Don't look at me like that. It's not my idea. So it's time to find out who's in need of a sprinkling of Gabby's stardust. I'd like you to rub your lamp, please, Gabby. Come on, give us the first one.
No.
John Terry coming in. And the England captain scores the first goal
in a full international at the new Wembley Stadium.
Yeah, so John Terry is in the news today, Genie Gab, and he's come to ask you if you'll grant him his wish of being given a chance at a club to prove that he can become a top manager. Will you grant him his wish?
Listen, one of the best centre-halves to play in the Premier League, you'd say John Terry or Ferdinand. He was assistant manager at Aston Villa, and the lads all said that. With Dean Smith, the lads said they loved working under him. Very insightful, knew his stuff, very good coach. I'm just surprised that he hasn't. When you look at like Gerrard and Rooney and Lampard and Scott Parker.
Maybe that's why he wants back in there.
Gary O'Neill. You see so many ex-players that have been given a chance and he hasn't. I don't know how far down the pyramid he would go. Would he go to League One, League Two to start off? I'm sure he would. So I'm hopeful that he will get a chance because it's such a waste, the knowledge that he's got.
He can only play so much golf, can't you? I know he loves his golf. He plays over at the Wisley, I think. Loves it.
A certain amount of holidays you can go on now before you get tired. Like you know what I mean? You get tired, don't you, Marks?
You have more holidays than me.
Behave. You and Ali. Disgrace. No, but JT, I'm hoping that he does get something soon because he's got a lot to give.
Yep, I agree. Okay, Ed, let's have another rub of Gabby's lamp.
Kane comes forward into the penalty area. Chelsea have given the ball away, and Harry Kane is amongst the goals again.
So, Harry Kane, again, we talk about Haaland all the time, don't we? Fabulous as some of the other great strikers around, but Harry Kane, we should not forget, just because he's down in Munich, 20 goals in 12 games this season, and he's come to you, Genie Gab, and asked, would you grant him his wish of winning the Ballon d'Or?
He's in outstanding form now. Like you said, 20 goals in 12. I think that's the best, better than Messi and Ronaldo after 12 games. And everything he's doing now, his assists, his passing, like I said, last weekend he played just behind the striker, zinging balls everywhere. But the Ballon d'Or, I think Bayern Munich have to win the Champions League or win the World Cup with England, because Dembele winning it, just Rodri season before. It seems to be that the team that wins the Champions League is the team that are going to get a Ballon d'Or winner.
Do you know what's amazing about football, Gab? It wasn't that long ago, a few months ago, people were saying he's in Germany. Some of the press went on his back saying he doesn't do it in big games.
Yeah, but what frustrated a lot of people was the Euros last summer, because
he looked tired.
Yeah, he looked injured. And he was killing us. You know, we had Foden on the left that wasn't working, and Southgate wouldn't change it. Harry Kane looked unfit. He wasn't running. He wasn't getting in the box, and he still kept on playing him. When he's fit, you can tell this season he's at it. That's the Harry Kane that will take and hopefully take England far in the World Cup.
Do you know he used to do that a lot when he wasn't getting the right service? Rooney used to come deeper and deeper for the ball, didn't he?
Yeah,
but as I said earlier, Haaland doesn't. He says, no, this is my... That's not the killing zone. I'm not going back down there.
That's not his game. And Haaland will have no problem out with not having a touch for 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And then popping up, ball in behind, boom, goal.
See, I couldn't do that.
He doesn't care if he has 4 touches, 5 touches, a half, but scores 2 or 3 goals.
Okay, another one. Gab, here we go. Ed. Enzo Maresca.
Chelsea 5, Ajax 1. Tyreek George, the goal scorer.
Enzo Maresca has come to you, Genie Gab, and asked you to grant him the wish of his young team, a future of trophies and success. And he has got some great young talent there. You're going to grant him this wish, aren't you? You think he has got a golden opportunity here?
100%. The players that they've got, the finances they've got, Al, because what Chelsea are very good at is players that they may be, they're getting to 28, 29. Let's sell those players, bring in younger players. They've got money to spend. They're clever with their transfer business. And the young players that they've signed are shining. We're not talking about Cole Palmer, because at the moment they're not missing him. Estavo, great player. Gittins has got a lot to do maybe, but Garnacho as well is a top player. Chelsea, Club World Cup champions. Decent trophy to win. You know, I don't really take it too seriously because Liverpool weren't in it. Barcelona weren't in it. So that was a bit odd. But Premier League this season, 5 points off the leaders Arsenal. I don't see them winning the Premier League, but can they win a domestic cup? I don't see them winning the Champions League. But in the next 2 or 3 years, the pressure will be on at Chelsea to go and win the Premier League.
Yeah. Okay, Gabby, nice one. Right, coming up the next hour, whether you love him or hate him, Piers Morgan's going to be with us, author and former editor of the Daily Mirror, of course. His new book will be a bestseller, I'm sure of it. Woke is Dead. Piers coming up in the next hour. 9 minutes.
Football fans all have stadiums we love, but do any of us have a pitch that we love? It might sound like an odd question, but pitches can be different sizes with big consequences. Why is that? And what are the actual rules? Back when association football started, pitches could be up to 100 metres wide and 200 metres long. That's longer than Ellen Road. Not the pitch, the stadium. Anyway, UEFA wanted a standard across Europe for international matches, which became 105 metres long and 68 metres wide. But some clubs had been rebels, not intentionally, but because of the stadiums. Take Highbury, for example. It was 5 metres shorter and a metre narrower, meaning away sides had a challenge to adjust. White Hart Lane was exactly the same. And actually, when Spurs temporarily moved to Wembley, they asked the FA to shorten the pitch. The FA, very offended by the sacrilegious suggestion, said no, which in fairness could have actually benefited Tottenham because when they moved into their shiny new stadium, the pitch was exactly the same size as Wembley's. Today, Forest pitch at the City Ground is a big one. It's 2 metres wider than any other pitch in the Premier League. But the smallest of all, Craven Cottage, just 100 metres long and 65 wide. No excuse for not tracking your man. There are a couple of crazy outliers in Europe too. At Napoli's home ground, the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona, the pitch is a whopping 110 metres long. At least they don't play on a slope like Newcastle do. There's a 2-metre incline on the pitch at St James's Park. And don't get me started on the old pitch at Yeovil too. It used to be a slant of 2 metres corner to corner and across the halfway line. So UEFA have their standards. So do the FA, but they do give pitches in England some wiggle room. Pitches can be anywhere between 90 and 120 metres long and between 45 and 90 metres wide. I mean, the rules state you can't have a square pitch, but in theory you could have one that's 91 metres long and 90 wide. Imagine rocking up to play a Sunday League game and the pitch is basically a square. So there are rules and regulations on sizes, with a UEFA standard that roughly everyone follows. But as we all know, size doesn't matter, does it?
This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Gabby alongside me. By the way, New Zealand, 25 for 1 wicket. 25 for 1. Now, Liverpool's so-called crisis is over as they bounce back to winning ways with a great win last night.
Is this the night where Liverpool end this mini-crisis and get their season back on track?
There's so many score-first players that they need to get some balance in there.
Christensen, can he get the shot away in the area? Oh. He can! What a move! What a goal!
Did not see that coming in the last 15 minutes, no chance.
Downfield, what a ball by Robertson. Ekitike racing through a goal. Terrific pace. Oh, what a finish!
That is so much better from Liverpool.
Ball into the near post, and it in! Virgil van Dijk rises highest. Sabosly with the out-swinging corner, and there's there's Canate! Is a first-half statement from Liverpool. And actually, Wirtz has looked a little more at home tonight, Troy Deeney.
I really wanted to get a goal or an assist tonight.
Wirtz across, Gakpo! It's 4 in Frankfurt! Dominic Szoboszlai, 25 yards out, drills it into the bottom corner and gets Liverpool a fifth.
5-1, job done. A Liverpool back?
Yes, it was. That's right. 5 of the best for Liverpool, who looked right back to the best. Wirtz was amongst the assists. Ekitike, a cracker, scored again. And Gakpo continue his good form. I like Gakpo, Gab. I do. I think he's
reliable,
athletic. Give him a chance, bang, he fires him in, right foot, brilliant. So 5 goals scored, all with Mo Salah sitting on the bench. Mo looking miserable at the moment. So after just 3 goals so far this season, Liverpool actually better at the moment, off without him. Former Liverpool midfielder Danny Murphy believes Salah's not the first name in the team sheet anymore.
He shouldn't have to start every game, no. I agree with that. I don't think...
Shouldn't have to. I mean, that's a different thing from should be able to.
Well, he shouldn't.
He's out of form, isn't he?
For years.
He doesn't work hard for the team.
For years, it didn't matter what he did, he's going to start.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be the case now.
So he's no longer an automatic starter?
No, he shouldn't be. Nobody should be.
Yeah, I've got to be careful here with Salah because he's been so good. And when Liverpool have needed him, he's been there. He's been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And he's entitled to having a little blip, and he's having a blip at the moment. Yes. His confidence is low. Things are not coming off, whereas it was a formality before. You think, oh, what's up with him? Has he got the hump? But, you know, you can't just discard him, can you? Just say, well, just bench him now. That's it. His best times are behind him. You can't do that with someone like him.
I think the problem you've got as well, though, is the money that they've spent. You know, you're not replacing him with young lads. You're replacing him with players that are top players and been brought in for a lot of money. You know, Ekitike last night.
A break, Gab. Maybe
Ekitike and Isak started as a top 2 last night. Gakpo off the left. Wirtz, £150 million signing off the right. These players are probably the future of Liverpool. Mo Salah signed a 2-year deal. He's not finished now. He's just gone through a blip. He's missing chances that he'd normally put away. Been a bit sloppy.
Last week in the Premier League, he had a volley right foot, I think it was. You think goal?
Yes.
And it was a feeble effort for him.
The one that stood out to me was Manchester United, late on in the second half.
Yeah.
And even Curtis Jones, it's funny, if you see the video, Curtis Jones actually runs off celebrating before he shoots.
I did see it.
And then Salah miss kicks it wide. Normally you'd guide that into the far post where the keeper's not there. But Mo Salah will probably score on the weekend now, and we'll all be saying, yeah, Mo Salah's back. He's got a brace.
Okay, 03717223344. Let's head straight to the phone lines. Mark's a Liverpool fan. Mark, morning.
Good morning, Mark.
Morning, boys. You okay?
Yeah, Mark. A big win last night. How did you see the game? Were you worried when they went behind?
I did. I'll be lying if I didn't sit there thinking, oh, here we go again.
Yeah.
However, we all know Salah could turn up at weekend and score a hat-trick. My issue is at the moment, everybody's fully fit. I don't think Salah starts. The formation, to me, it's the keeper, preferably Alisson, but Mabadashvili, the right back, whichever one it's going to be, Canate, Van Dijk. I'm going to drop Kirkes as well at this moment in time, put Robertson in. Then you've got Gravenberg, McAllister left, Szoboszlai right, Wirtz at the tip of the diamond, Ekitike and Isak up front. So a total, and there's no room for Gakpo in that starting lineup either. I know. I just think last season Salah relied on, not relied, that's probably a bit harsh, Trent whipping balls through over the top for him to chase, get onto, taking 2 or 3 players out of the opposition to be through on goal. That's not there no more. Everybody's having to adapt to new players, new ways of playing. For the players that left, Salah has to be included in that. He's got to adapt this game as well.
Right. We've just lost Mark there. What about Chris? Can we take a quick one with Chris? Chris, hiya, Chris, another
morning,
Liverpool
Chris.
fan. Morning.
How you doing, boys? You good?
Yeah, good, mate.
Good. Good. I do agree with, I believe it was Mark, the previous caller.
Yes.
I do think that Liverpool are massively missing something, whether it be solidity, if that's the word, at the back, or the spraying balls from the likes of Trent and Diaz. You know, we just don't look as we were.
I think for me, mate, when you look at Liverpool, you know, previous seasons, you watch Liverpool games and you're like, oh, they barely had a shot. Everyone's scared to attack, you know, but no one wants to put players forward. But now, teams are having a go, aren't they? You can see that by the goals they've conceded.
It's like you say, Gab, last season we were, you know, everyone was scared to come to Anfield.
Yes.
And Anfield was a fortress, you know. We smashed Man United 7-0, smashed God knows how many, well, more or less every other team in the league, you know. And this season, I don't know what it is, but it's like we're just floating through. You know, there's no, from what I saw last night, I was a bit the same as Mark. You know, they scored the first goal. I think, oh,
yeah,
here we go. What's it gonna? How many are they going to get this half? But you know, as you do, you back your team. You watch the boys, and it was a solid 5-1 win in the end.
Yeah.
What I do think is with Ibu and Verge both scoring last night, I think that's going to boost their morale, shall we say? So hopefully they're a bit more solid at the back.
We've got Piers Morgan coming on next for 30 minutes to gloat about Arsenal. Do you think Liverpool can catch them?
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
Okie dokie, thank you. So there you go. It's not all doom and gloom at Liverpool. That win over in Northern Germany last night. It's interesting, isn't it? You look at some of the games coming up, but right away you look at the weekend. They have to go to Brentford. Another tricky game. Roll the sleeves up there. Can Liverpool find another result? We'll see. Okay, we mentioned Piers Morgan coming up. Arsenal flying at the moment. A new book coming out. It'll be another bestseller. Woke is Dead. Piers coming next, 9:14. Good morning, 18 after 9 o'clock on the Sports Breakfast. Don't worry, cricket-wise, Fort rained off again, so we'll come back to that as soon as we start. This is talkSPORT Breakfast with Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Gabby with me. Delighted to say we're joined right here in the studio by this man.
Not only is Ronaldo the GOAT, but Messi is only the second biggest GOAT from Argentina.
Somebody check on Ronaldo, somebody check on Piers Morgan, because Lionel Messi has proved you all wrong.
Ten Hag is a complete idiot. I'm sorry, he is. He's like that bossy little school teacher you get who doesn't know how to handle supreme academic talent.
Well, come on, Grandad, tell them why they're not hit. Come on.
It's not a question of being hit. It's a question of, was it any good?
Mr. O'Hara and all the other Spurs fans who were actually celebrating their team losing are possibly the most disgraceful bunch of tiny club mentality idiots I think world football has ever seen.
Take it away, Piers Morgan.
North London forever, whatever the weather. Even the weather was good last night. We had no excuses. Arsenal, I suspect, will now go on an absolute tear. We are going to win the league. I wouldn't be surprised if we win it by mid-March.
9:20, just thrown in from Dulles, DC, saying Donald. Piers joins us now. Piers Morgan, morning, Piers.
I've actually flown in from Saudi Arabia, actually, where I've seen Ronaldo.
Piers, how are you?
I'm great. It's great to be here, guys, in your studio. I haven't been in here for a long time. It's lovely, your new studio, isn't it?
Well, it's when it works. Yes, it is. Piers, you brought your books with you.
I have.
Woke is Dead.
My shameless book plug. Yeah, Woke is Dead. Look, let's be clear off the top.
Yes.
I don't think it's actually dead yet. I'm hoping the book will be the final nail in the coffin of this scourge on our society. Because, and I'm sure, interested in what you guys think, but the fundamental point of the book is we somehow in the last few years became a country where people were terrified of expressing their honestly held opinions. And that is the absolute antithesis of what Britain was built on and what Britain should be about. We are a free democratic society, and these woke wastrels, as I call them, had this sort of narrow ideology, and if you didn't conform to it, if you didn't sign up to ludicrous things like biological men competing in women's sport, if you dared to say, well, this is ridiculous, obviously, and that's why we separate the sexes, then you were shamed, vilified, cancelled, destroyed, and it ends up in the most grotesque manner possible, where you see somebody like the American conservative Charlie Kirk murdered for his speech, and then a bunch of these woke people celebrating his murder.
Yeah.
And at that point, you're like,
I was just going to come on to that.
Right.
What is happening to our elite or not? Never mind elite.
Yeah.
What has happened to our universities? What are they being taught in our universities?
And it's not just universities. You know, that happened to be at a campus. And the horrible irony of what happened to Charlie Kirk is that he used to deliberately, regularly go into university campuses, and he would invite the students, come and prove me wrong, was his thing. And he would debate them respectfully. He'd listen to them. He'd challenge them. They'd challenge him back. It was really good democracy at work. And for that, he got a bullet in the neck and was killed. But it was more in a way, the reaction was as bad as what happened. You saw university professors, you saw doctors, you saw teachers coming out and posting stuff on social media, glorifying and celebrating his murder. We even had the guy, I don't know if you've seen this story, but the president-elect of the Oxford Union Debating Society, where I've been many times, who debated Charlie Kirk in May this year, in the chamber, opposite a little table. He went out the moment he heard about Charlie Kirk being shot and went, LOL, and then Charlie Kirk just got shot, let's effing go. And he wanted to be the president of the most prestigious debating society in the world. Now, thankfully, the other students have rallied and are voting him out. He's refusing to go. But what does that tell us about where we've got to with this?
Yeah, it is. Listen, Gab, I don't know what you like, but I'm just absolutely sick of it now. I try my hardest to be balanced, but it's just too much for me now, this woke nonsense. Absolute garbage. I can't have it.
I think as well, people are scared to, like you say what they think, and you say one word that you don't mean to say. Oh, it's got to be cancelled. Got to be cancelled, that person.
Yeah, it's so wrong. You know, I grew up in a country pub. My parents ran a country pub. And I've always loved being in pubs. And early pub culture used to be you go in, you'd have a few drinks, you'd argue with your mates, and then you'd all hug each other and go home. There was no idea that you would cancel your friends. We now have a situation now where people on the woke left, the so-called progressive, there's nothing progressive about them, they're regressive, but they will literally disown family members or disown friends for refusing to sign up to often completely nonsensical views, which make no sense whatsoever. It is literally insane. But fortunately, I do believe that the Donald Trump victory last November was the kind of moment of repudiation for what wokeism stood for, because the Democrat Party in America put all their stall on this stuff. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, between them, over 4 years, just endorsed all of it. And in the end, Americans we'd actually, on balance, rather bring back Trump than have this.
Where are we at the moment in America then? Trump, we know he's got a massive support, but there's also the Democratic side of it. Is he still winning over there?
Well, the Democratic Party is polling the lowest it's polled in recorded history in America. They're that unpopular. They don't really have anyone coming through that you could look at and say, that's the next Bill Clinton, next Barack Obama, somebody who's going to energize their party, let alone the country. Trump is actually, I think, doing pretty well. And with Trump, I've known him 20 years. We're friends. I text him, he texts me back, he calls me, every now and again. It doesn't mean I don't criticise him, and there's a lot to criticise with Trump, particularly what comes out of his mouth sometimes. But if you actually look at what he stands for, I think probably most people listening now, if I said to you, look, if you had a leader that advocated for a strong border, that advocated for tougher penalties for serious criminals, who wanted fewer foreign wars, genuinely advocated for peace, who wanted people to pay fewer taxes, have a smaller government. And if I rattled out all these things, you go, well, that sounds great. Yeah. Well, that is Trumpism. So you have to sometimes with Trump get past the rhetoric and the way he talks about people, which I often find very entertaining. Other people find it very inappropriate for the President of the United States. Whatever your view, focus on what he actually does. I mean, look what he's done with getting the hostages released in Israel. Whatever you think of that war, could anyone else have got those hostages released alive in the way that he did? I don't think so.
Yeah. Now, we are going to talk a lot of football. We're going to talk Arsenal. We're going to talk World Cup as well. We'll talk Ashes in the second part. I just to finish off this section, and we'll talk more about the book, Piers. Yesterday, is it right that Nigel Farage sits up in the gallery watching when he can't answer? He's getting slagged off by, the government. Well, yeah, he can't reply. He has to sit upstairs. No, I don't think, whether you like him or not.
I don't think it is right. And I think the thing is, it always shows a sign of weakness in the incumbent government and the opposition if all they talk about is Nigel Farage, right? It shows me they haven't got enough to talk about themselves, which they're proud of, because what they should be doing, if I was running the government right now, I'd ignore Nigel Farage, right? Let him come to you. Let him prove he's going to be a better option. The problem that Labour Party has is that they had all these years in opposition and they came in and didn't have a plan. Their plan appeared to be whack the pensioners, whack the farmers, whack the private schools, whack. And now they're going to whack us jettison the budget again. They're going to put up taxes, having promised not to. And I think people are sick of the broken promises, the broken pledges. Now, I saw Keir Starmer. I like him personally, but I saw him. He's a big Arsenal fan.
Yes.
But I saw him at the summer party this year, and I said, Prime Minister, can I give you some unwanted advice? And he laughed. He went, yes, I'd expect nothing else. I went, look, stop making pledges you can't keep. He said, well, like what? I said, well, like
what?
Well, you pledged to build up 1.5 million new homes in this parliament. That is not going to happen. You know it. I know it. The electorate knows it. Stop making promises you can't keep and stop doing U-turns on stuff. If you believe in a policy, then stick with it. But the constant U-turns, the constant broken promises, already, we're only a year and a bit into their tenure, they came in with a massive thumping majority. They've completely squandered all the goodwill. Yes. And I think post the budget, it's going to be, it's going to be a pretty bad feeling in this country. People are going to think, wow, all they've done is sucked us for cash.
The other thing that does my head in, I don't know what was more depressing last night, Piers, Tottenham's performance in Monaco or Prince Andrew. Jeez, every time I put the news on, I'm like, not again.
Well, I'm very glad you mentioned football because obviously I believe this is now the moment when Arsenal are going to finally show the world what we're really about. I do believe right now, pound for pound, player for player, as a squad.
Do you not say that every season, though, Peter?
I'm not quite as confident as I do this season. I think we are now the best team in Europe, and I think we're going to show it. I think we're going to win the Premier League at a canter, probably by my birthday,
you said
March
by
the 30th.
March? Yeah.
Well, March the 30th is my birthday.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, let's wait and see. We've had a very tricky start fixture-wise to the season. We've conceded 1 goal in open play. We have indisputably the best defence, I think, in the world, right? But we also have an amazing backup defence sitting on the bench. Lewis Skelly and Ben White can't get on the pitch. Right? This is an incredibly deep squad now. And I actually bumped into Arteta. I met him for the first time last week. We were in the same restaurant, Carboni, lovely place at the new Rosewood Chancery Hotel. And
nice.
And it was George Clooney in one corner. I was with Joan Collins. Not that I want to name drop. I was with Dame Joan Collins. Princess Eugenie was at another table.
She said hello.
She well, actually, you know what? Putting aside Prince Andrew and the appalling scandal that's engulfed him, and there's so many questions to answer. His daughters are really nice girls, and I actually feel on a human level very sorry for them because it must be awful being Prince Andrew's daughters right now. And they're very nice. But the point really is all these big stars everywhere, and then suddenly into my eye line came Mikel Arteta, who I'd never met. And I went over and I said, Mikel, I don't want to interact. And he was very friendly. Got up, we shook hands, we had a really nice chat. And I said, this is it, Mikel. We now have the team. We now have the squad. And we got talking. And I said, I thought all your new signings have been fantastic. All of them. From Zubomendi to Madueke. I said, but the one I absolutely love. And he said, go on. I said, Gyökeres. And this was before he scored 2 the other night. He said, why? I said, you know why? I said, I just think he's that missing link. I said, he's a good old-fashioned, hard-working centre forward who he does a lot of great runs. He pulls defenders away. He allows people like Saka and Martinelli so much more space now because the defenders are following Gyökeres. I said, and I do think I've seen enough of his goal scoring that when he gets a taste for goals, I think he's going to just never stop. And the other night, they were both reasonably ugly goals, but he made them by getting in the right positions.
I'd love to.
We've not had a natural predator
when
up front.
Saka has the ball right hand side and whips him in. I'd love to see him make that near post run because I think you get so many little flick-ons.
I think he's going to get a lot of service and a lot of goals. The thing about look at Kai Havertz, very good footballer, but not a natural finisher.
No, he's not.
He would finish like 1 in 5 chances. I think now that Gyökeres has got his goal bloodlust going, I think we're going to see a lot.
You know what I loved as well?
Well, Gab, we're going to have a break and then come back. We're going to talk a lot more football here. 9:30 with Piers. Okay, 9:33. Right, Woke is Dead is Piers' new book. Bestseller, of course it will be. I'm glad you brought two, Piers. That one for Gab, one for me. Is it got pictures in for Gab?
There are no pictures. It is unfortunately a lot of long words, Gab. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'll get your mate Simon Jordan to help move it.
Get the audible.
I want to ask you a quick question though on Donald Trump, because we've got the World Cup coming.
Yeah.
We saw he couldn't get out the picture with Chelsea after the World Cup. Do you think he could be a problem for the World Cup? And you said you got a funny story about
I love that picture because you just know that in that moment neither Trump nor Cole Palmer knew who the other one was. I think I tell the story at the start of the book that I ring Trump the morning after he wins. So he wins at 2 o'clock in the morning. I ring him about 9 o'clock the next morning. I'm in New York, and the phone rings, dum dum dum, and then he picks up. Piers, can you believe this? And we have an amazing conversation. And I said, why do you think you won? And this really plays to the sub line of the cover there about how common sense triumphed. He said, I really think it was the core of common sense is what appealed to people on whether it was immigration, the economy, woke stuff. He said just having a core of common sense policies is what drove him. He's always going to be divisive and polarizing. But I tell a funny story in the book where really what it's like dealing with Trump. I've known him. I won his Celebrity Apprentice show back in 2008, first season of the Celebrity one, and ever since we became good friends. And I tell the story that I'd been hammering him in the last year of his last presidency over saying you should use bleach to cure coronavirus, over refusing to accept the result of the election, over the January 6th riots and so on. So I was amazed when he agreed to give me his first interview for my new Uncensored show. And then I went down to Mar-a-Lago, his home in Florida, and was talking to Secret Service, all in my gear, ready to go, 10 minutes before the interview, and suddenly I get someone come to me, and they have 3 bits of paper. They said, we've got a big problem. I said, what's the problem? They said, someone's just sent these to the boss. I said, what is it? He said, you better have a look. And I had a look, and it was all the worst things I'd said and written about Trump in the previous 12 months, with, in the middle, oddly, 2 compliments from somebody called Nigel Farage.
All right.
So I checked Mr. Farage's Twitter account and discovered he'd been at Mar-a-Lago 2 days earlier. So clearly Trump had said to him I was coming, and he thought, I'm going to ruin that. So then Trump calls me into his office because he cancelled the interview. And I went to try and beg for the interview to come back. And he was absolutely steaming. Never seen him so angry. He was like, did you really call me a mob boss? Did you say this man should never be allowed to run for office again? Did you say all these things? And I thought, well, this is a moment. I went, yes. I said, you did not make me your Celebrity Apprentice because I sit on the fence. I've criticised you when you deserve it, and I praised you when others haven't. I said, and I think you've always respected that, haven't you? Well, why shouldn't I do this interview? I said, and then thank God for Ernie Els, right? Ernie Els, the golfer. Because that morning, in the Palm Beach Gazette, whatever the local paper is, Ernie had given an interview in which he talked about playing golf with Trump the week before, and Trump got a hole-in-one. And Ernie said it was one of the best holes-in-one he'd ever seen, and that Trump was the best presidential golfer he'd ever played with. So I said to Trump, look, I want to talk about some good stuff. He said, like what? I said, like your hole-in-one. He went, all right. You know about that? I went, everyone's talking about it. He said, I said, have you seen the interview with Ernie? He went, Ernie gave an interview? What did he say? I said, well, he said, you were a great hole-in-one, and you were the best presidential golfer he'd ever played with. He went, really? He gave me 10 copies to one of his, give me 10 copies. He said, all right. He said, I don't know why. I said, but okay, let's do the interview. So thank you, Ernie.
Have you asked Nigel Farage why he said that?
Well, I know why he said it, because he went public and admitted his guilt, doubled down and said that he was doing it because I'd been critical of Trump, and he thought it was... But you know what annoyed me about it? Because I get on fine with Farage now. What annoyed me was 3 months earlier, he'd done an interview with Trump himself for GB News, and I sent him a text. I still have it. Yeah. Congrats on your Trump interview. Really good get. And he said, thank you, that's very good of you. And then the first chance he got to return the favour, he tries to screw me. So watch out, British electors and voters. Well, if he gets in charge, just watch the sneaky.
Well, that was the next question. Will he be the next Prime Minister?
Well, he won't on his economic policy. You know, Trump, Farage at the moment, you know, he wants to be seen as our kind of Trump. I think on things like immigration, he clearly is resonating with people. But I think on the economy, he almost sounds like he's a Labour guy, right? And I think he's got to work out economic policies that work, because the thing about this country is at the moment, the economy is just going nowhere. And we desperately need someone that can fix the economy. So it's a long way to the next election.
But are they not puzzled at the moment? Because I believe the Greens are picking up, Lib Dems are picking up.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, look, I think they go when the government is very weak, people gravitate to other parties, including Farage. And, you know, I wouldn't bet against him winning the next election, but I do think he's got a lot to prove in terms of hardcore policies outside of just immigration. You can't just win on one thing. Trump didn't. Trump won on the economy, he won on the immigration, and he won on the woke stuff. And I think you got to have a bit more in your locker than that.
So, Piers, back to football.
Yeah.
You say Arsenal probably the best team in the world. Why would they be better than PSG?
Well, because I think that our record defensively this season is statistically better than anybody else in the world. We have got a fantastic defence. I also think we've now got at least 2 great players in every position. So if Saka's injured, in comes Madueke. If Martinelli's injured, in comes Trossard. You've got in the middle Declan Rice, probably the best signing Arsenal have made this century.
Yeah, I agree.
You've got Zubamendi, great little ball carrier. You've got Eze's come in. If Odegaard's injured, Eze just seamlessly takes over, and conversely the other way around. I just think you put it all together, we've now just got amazing depth.
Rice a better signing than Henry.
What's that?
Rice a better signing than...
Well, we signed Omri just before this century.
All right, okay,
so that's why I said this century. Omri, Bergkamp and Vieira are the best of the last century.
Piers, I looked at as well on Tuesday night was the players that come on.
Yeah.
Mascara, Ben White, Ranieri, Marino, Norgard, Trossard and
Norgard was Brentford's captain, right? And he got 5 minutes the other night.
Yeah.
But he's there for those games. What you need is when you're playing like the Carling Cup, when you're playing all these other things, right? You need to have strength in depth, so you don't have to put your best players in those games. But we've got top quality now for all of those other fixtures, and that's what's key, especially if playing Champions League, Premier League,
9 goals and set pieces as well, 9 clean sheets.
Our set pieces are insane. Declan Rice is now one of the best deliverers of a ball, I think, in world football. We saw against Real Madrid what he can actually do if he shoots as well. Yeah. But every time we get a corner or a free kick now, you can see panic in the opposition. So we've just got that squad. Who misbehaves? Nobody. They all sign up to the Arteta worldview. But I do think it matters. Yeah. He's created almost like a cult feeling, and he's brought the fans with him. One of the best things he did was get this young kid who did the song North London Forever, Lewis Dunford. He got him played it at one of the games. Everyone loved it. Now it's our anthem. It's our You'll Never Walk Alone. All these things have added up and created a really great atmosphere.
Who's your worry, Liverpool or City?
Well, Haaland is obviously playing out of his skin. And when you have a striker like that and you've got a pretty good squad, obviously you're going to be dangerous. Liverpool are going to get better. You can't add people like Isak to an already champion-winning team and not expect them to be very competitive. But I do think right now they're all looking at Arsenal and thinking, wow, okay, these guys are serious. And we've got so much depth. And that you start getting those injuries in January, February, March. Now we're not going to get exposed like we were before.
Yeah. Piers, are you more England football or England Ashes?
Honestly, I'm more England cricket when it comes to my patriotic support. I love watching England play football. I think we've got a very good chance in the World Cup. And I think if we, the actual first team we have now is really good. You've got a player like Harry Kane leading the line, the form he's in, form of his life. Unbelievable what he's doing at the moment. But so much strength in depth again. We've got to have a great chance at that. But I do think the Ashes, for me, we've got one of the best chances to go over there and bring that urn back, because our team, if you do a combined...
The last couple of times out there has been horrendous.
Yeah, but this time it's different. If you did a combined Australia-England team right now for that first test, you would pick more English players than Australian. And I can't remember that.
Are you going out?
I'm trying to do a bit of woke is dead Australian leg of the tour so that I can combine it. I think if we win the first one, I'm going to try and get out there for maybe Melbourne, Sydney, because there's nothing like it. Although the last time I went there, I did face Brett Lee in the nets and he spread eagled my ribs. Yeah. So I have to be a little bit careful exposing my ribs to more attack.
Did you play? Were you have to?
Yeah. I was actually very good. When I was 12, I went to a prep school, then a comprehensive. And when I was 12, I got picked in the England prep school's squad. That was my highest achievement of any sport ever.
So as a batter?
I was a fast bowler. Modelled myself on Dennis Lilly. And I was a good fast bowler. In one of the prep school first 11 games, I was first 11 captain. I took all 10 wickets for 9 runs. So that's it's on the honours board. So cricket was my thing as a player. Football is my other passion. I love them both. The dream scenario for me in the next 12 months, Arsenal win the Premier League and all the Champions League. I want the Premier League first. England win back the Ashes. And England win the World Cup. Wouldn't that be the perfect sporting year?
It could happen.
There's no reason why it couldn't.
Not? Yep.
There's no reason why we can't do all of that.
Choose one, though.
Choose one. Arsenal win the Premier League.
Really? Before your country?
It's been 21 years.
Before your country, though?
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes. For me, the greatest passion in my life is Arsenal Football Club.
Mhm.
It overrides everything else. It's my longest lasting relationship. It's my most abiding love. And they've caused me so much emotional turmoil, both good and bad. But it's been 21 years since we won the Premier League, since those Invincibles. I look at this team now, I look into their eyes, and I see not just hope now, but determination. And I think we're ready. And I think this...
And it could be over by mid-March.
I think March the 30th, my birthday, is the day we win the league.
Wow.
And when that happens, I want Mikel Arteta to come out and just say, Piers, happy birthday.
Wow. Just finally, Piers, because I know you've got to go, any big projects to come over the next few
Well, obviously, I'm putting all my effort into my YouTube channel, Piers Morgan Uncensored. We've got nearly 4.2 million subscribers in 3 years. We're one of the biggest news, opinion, interview YouTube shows in the world now. It's great fun. I've got some big interviews coming, particularly in the sport area. So watch this space over the next couple of weeks. I've interviewed two of the greatest sportsmen in history. They're both brilliant interviews, and I can't say any more at the moment. You're going to. No, I'd say greatest sportsman in history, not the second best Argentinian.
Where did you just come back from?
I know. Yes. I can't get too much away, but I will come and talk about it when it's ready, because they are great.
Well, you're very welcome, Piers. I know you've got to go. 9:40.
I can't say I love this show. You guys are great, and more power to your elbow. It is one of the best things to listen to in the morning. So it's great to be here. Thank you for having me.
And I'll say hello to Party Parlour for you tomorrow.
No, please do. Ray Parlour, one of the great unsung heroes in Arsenal history.
Yeah.
If I was choosing my Mount Rushmore, he'd have a good shot at getting up there, just because he's Ray Parlour.
Brilliant. Can I read one?
Absolutely.
Thank
Here
you.
we are. Cheers, Piers.
Piers Morgan, Woke is Dead.
Let's kill it off, folks. Go and buy the book and let's kill it off.
Piers, have a great day. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Coming up 9:45. Oh, he loves his Arsenal, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's passionate.
But cricket Ashes. It'd be interesting. You know, Goffey was on. Darren Goff was on earlier, wasn't he, on talkSPORT this morning on breakfast, saying, you know, he thinks it's a big chance this year. But if you look at the last couple of times in Australia, England have been battered, haven't they?
No, but it just shows, though. He's Piers, big fan of the cricket.
Yeah, and he said he'd love to go out there, Sydney, Melbourne, which is a great time of the year to go. 100,000 people in the MCG. But you need a few quid to do that. And if you need a few quid, have a listen. Here's your chance to win talkSPORT's biggest cash prize ever. As you play to win up to £100,000 completely tax-free. There you go. Plus, you get to visit talkSPORT Towers on Thursday, 13th of November, to play for that incredible cash prize. Here's how you enter it.
18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, text the word cash to 83338 and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can enter for free by calling 0330 880 3338. All entries must be received by the 6th of November at 4 p.m. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com.
And don't forget, we have football tonight as well. Yep, we've got European football. The football keeps coming on the talkSPORT network. Tonight, Sean Dyche ball. It rolls into Nottingham.
And Ange Postecoglou has seen his owner walk out of the game and his team fold in the second half.
When you're down looking up, everything seems different, you know, and we've got to make sure that we take away that feeling.
He plays a very similar game to Nuno.
And now there's only one question. What happens next?
And Gibbs White lobs it over the keeper and makes it 3-2.
I just want to bring my part to it, you know, and play my part in the rich sort of history of a football club like this.
Here at the City Ground, the teams are making their way out and a huge tifo has been unveiled with the word, for a new generation, our time has come.
Pepe on the follow-up, one back for Porto.
They're used to being in the Champions League. They are not used to being in this competition.
Yes, that's right. Forest now in the third manager of the season take on, this won't be easy tonight, by the way, take on Portugal's leaders in the league, Porto, tonight in the Europa League. And ahead of the game, new gaffer Sean Dyche spoke to talkSPORT, and Max Scott, our very own Max Scott, who's a big Forest fan, in a very Dyche sort of way.
I met your good mate Johnny Owen in the pub in Belsize Park last night.
It's impossible. He never goes in the pub.
He, of course, you know, made that fantastic film, I Believe in Miracles.
He did.
Light for you. And obviously you were doing some work with Johnny Owen at talkSPORT. How difficult was it to reject, you know, to leave that behind and take the Forest job?
Really? With all due respect to talkSPORT, I enjoyed my time at the shows we did do, but neither Forest or talkSPORT, really. Come on. Let's have it right. Yeah, come on, let's have it right. I'm disappointed if that one was a close call. But no, the Miracle Men, I love them guys. I spent so many afternoons on a Thursday with them. You know, the Thursday Club, we promoted that idea, me and Johnny, across the PFA, the LMA, saying, why are more teams not doing this? Why are more clubs not doing this? You know, and I think it's a great incentive for clubs to put something very simple together. The Miracle Man, I was up seeing John Robbo, bless him. You know, he's very poorly, but I was up seeing him the other week with Johnny and Vic, and these are legends of the game. I'm not a legend. I'm here to just play my part. Them guys are the real legends, and spending time with them and chatting with them. And trust me, I've got my own history. They've got a much deeper history than me, but now I've got a chance to be part of the history, and I'll take it. It's simple as that. I'll take it with pride. Let's see where we can take it as well.
Yeah, we wish Sean Dyche all the best there at Forest. What sort of Forest, Gab, are you expecting under Sean? Will it be more not organised, because that's been disrespectful? Yep. Will it be more compact?
Yeah, I just look at their team against Chelsea out, and Zinchenko, I don't think he's a Sean Dyche player. Yes, very good on the ball, but physical and 1v1 defending, he's not great at. I look at midfield as well. I look at Ryan Yates, didn't really play much on the Ange Postecoglou. I see him as a player, including Sangare and Anderson. They will be players that I can imagine will play a lot under Sean Dyche as well. I fear for McAtee. You know, he's a very good player, a bit lightweight. I'm not sure he's a Sean Dyche shorter player either. Igor Jesus has been very good since he's joined the club, scored 2 against Real Betis, but he's got a relationship with Chris Wood from their time at Burnley. So I'd imagine Chris Wood will lead that line. So I can imagine now 4-4-5-1, Gibbs White behind Chris Wood, and be compact and be a lot better from set pieces.
It's a long time ago now, but when I think of Cloughie, with the success he had, now Cloughie was different. He didn't care. He stuck to his principles. I remember his three centre-backsmen, Larry Lloyd, David Needham, Kenny Burns. Now, they weren't exactly athletes, were they?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? They were big, strong defenders. He didn't want footballers back there. He wanted defenders. So it'll be very interesting to see where Sean goes here. Is he going to try and play it from the back? Or
No
is he
way.
going to defend?
He won't change the way he plays. You know exactly how Sean Dyche is going to play. Get the ball down in the right areas. It's not just like lump it. Don't make any risky passes from the back. But when you get it into the midfield areas, get Gibbs White on the ball, get Anderson on the ball and play football. But what I heard there from him now is like John Robertson, not very well, legend.
No.
How good was he? He was my coach at Villa. Loved him.
Robbo was magic.
Left-hand side?
I mean, yeah, brilliant. And he'd a wee trick. He'd drop his shoulder, get half a yard, and he'd whip it in. Robbo, and talk about a character. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Martin O'Neill loved him. He went with Martin to Celtic. He wasn't exactly a Celtic supporter.
Yeah.
But Robbo, I love Robbo in my time in Scotland. And he used to say, he won't mind me saying, he was probably the worst dressed footballer ever.
Was he?
He had his desert boots on and no socks, and he'd have a little fag on. And, what footballers are like now, he was the opposite. But what a player.
Yeah, and Steve Walford as well.
And behind him, you had Frankie Gray.
Yeah.
And between them, they play up that left-hand side. Forest had a brilliant side there.
Even at his age, when you come to Aston Villa, obviously as a coach under Martin O'Neill, on a Friday, always joined in. Him and Wally, always.
But I played against Wally as well, and Martin, but Robbo would just get that little half a yard, and he'd a quick turn of pace, 10 yards, and then boom, his delivery was brilliant. But as a character, everyone loved John Robertson.
Wish him well, hopefully.
Oh, God, yeah. There's too many struggling at the moment. Forest, just finally, Gab. Forest are amongst the favourites for the Europa League. They could win that, couldn't they, if they pick up
every
the form?
chance. You look at the teams in there. Aston Villa favourites. I'm sure Forest will be top three as well. They've got a fantastic squad of players. Where they are in the league baffles me because you look at Anderson in midfield, you look at Gibbs White, Sangare, you look at Douglas Luiz, who was previous at Aston Villa. They signed from Juventus. They've got so many options, but they need to get back to keeping clean sheets. Murillo, Milenkovic, Nico Williams, goalkeeper Sells, all got to improve and get back to being tough to score against.
Maybe Sean's what they need.
Exactly.
Right, don't forget Marcel and Ray Parlour on from 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Don't miss it. We're building up to that huge game. I tell you what, it is a massive game down the old Rose in Shenfield. West Ham and Arsenal fans battle it out all the time. West Ham against Leeds United, live and exclusive on talkSPORT. I'm afraid that is a 6-pointer. There you go.
Big game.
Millwall doing well. West Ham struggling.
Yes.
Crikey. Over Canary Wharf as well. Billy the Cab was telling me it's the whole talk of the pubs at the moment.
Yes.
West Ham struggling. Millwall flying.
Leeds away. I've got a fancy Leeds.
Yeah, some big games coming up as well. Wolves, Burnley. There's another big game, isn't it? And Villa, Man City.
Big ones this weekend. Looking forward to it, mate.
Gabby, have a great weekend, mate.
Man,
Thank you. See you
well.
tomorrow, 6 o'clock. Thanks to all our guests. Don't go away. White and Jordan next.